Welcome to Clickstop, brought to you by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama. Check them out at LuckyDiceCafe.com. And now for your hosts, Daniel Powell, Jason Alvey, and Tylor Speeds.
Hey everybody, welcome to Clickstop today. This is your host Daniel Powell speaking. Just want to let everyone know that Clickstop is brought to you by TrollandToad.com, the world's largest HeroClix retailer. Shop HeroClix new and old on Troll and Toad and use coupon code Clickstop for 5% off your HeroClix order. Merchant and pre-order items do not apply. Also, check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/Clickstop. If you like what you're seeing today, $1 and above gets you entered into our monthly giveaways. $5 gets you entered into our exclusive Discord server and channel. And you get to ask us team build questions and have some exclusive HeroClix classes. So joining me today is a large volume of folks today. We'll just start from left to right here on my screen. We've got Mr. Jason loves Spider-Man with every ounce of his body, Alvey.
Very true. No technical difficulties tonight to start out, so that's good.
Yep, for sure. And then we've got Tylor, also loves Spider-Man a whole lot, probably not quite as much as Jason Spees.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then thirdly, we have our teammate Luke Baker, who also loves Spider-Man.
That I do. I cannot say I don't.
And then joining us for his continued lineage of set reviews with Clickstop, Jay Solomon.
Spider-Man 3 it's fine. Don't at me.
Right. Yeah. And then lastly, joining us is Azarith Strife. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
So
Andrew Garfield was not a terrible Spider-Man.
That is not an unreasonable opinion.
I agree with that opinion.
You know, I always have this opinion of comic book movies, right? Is that sure I can have an opinion about them, but I think my outward-facing opinion or public opinion is always going to be, I am glad that they make comic book movies as opposed to making another romantic comedy or a historical drama or something. I'd much rather watch a comic book movie than any of those other things personally.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
So, before we jump in too much, I also wanted to add, I would just like to, I think Sam and I would like to thank everyone on the podcast and all of our listeners and viewers. I was feeling pretty tired. Sam and I are trying to move houses, and we've had a very tiring week. And leading up to today's podcast, I was pretty exhausted, and I wasn't really feeling the Spider-Man set, just to be honest. But then I posted our question thread, and man, we got 32 comments within about an hour. And I tell you what, y'all are hyped for this set. Y'all are engaging. Y'all have uncovered things that I hadn't thought about. You guys want to be talking about meta. So I tell you what, I don't know. Today we record late at night, so it's about 9:30. About 6 or 7 o'clock tonight, I finished dinner and I got a birth of energy, and I am ready to talk about Spider-Man. So apologies for kind of the lack of a regular cadence on the podcast the past few weeks, but thank all of y'all for being awesome fans of Clickstop.
I wanted to say thanks for inviting me on, Dan.
Oh, you're welcome. So, Azarith, we're probably going to have you on again, but typically we do like a longer interview, but we're going to have a really long show today.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So I think what's the Tylor? You've been playing for a few years.
A little under 2 years now.
A little under 2 years. You're a member of Phoenix Nest. PJ brought you into the game. You've been steadily rising through the ranks, and most notably, you got top 8 in Team Nats.
Yep, this is my first cut at a major constructed event. I was very happy.
Yeah, and you've won a sealed WKO, I believe.
2 sealed WKOs and the Pauper states for West Virginia.
There you go. So that's a lot of achievement in a short amount of time, and that's the foundation of a player that'll be in the game for a long time. So thank you for being on with us as well.
My pleasure.
So, we got a lot of folks on today, and, we want to do a set review. We got a lot of questions, so I'm going to try to lead this off with, questions and questions of things during the podcast. So I think I like what we did last time, where we went from the chases backwards. But in this set, there's also there's also equipment, and there's also good stuff in the CUR. So for those following along, we're going to be going through the HT Realms unit section, and then so the way that they have it ordered is equipment first, and then they have the chases, and then super rares and back. So that's how we'll go through the set. So did y'all have anything else you wanted to add before we get started?
No.
Nope.
We're going from bottom to top, you said?
Yeah, bottom to top in the Realms unit section, yeah.
Got it.
Because there's a lot to talk about. Surprisingly so, for me at least. So let's talk about the equipment, right? And I think it's important to talk about. There is some game breaking stuff in this set. But what I'd like to make sure that we talk about is that the stuff that's game breaking, we try to at least avoid that, or at least think about it will be fixed or changed or altered if it's really that bad at some point in the future, so we can talk about what the set offers as the set ages through things. So I think about, what is y'all's worst piece of equipment? Because there's 7 pieces of equipment in the set. What do y'all think is the worst piece of equipment out of the 7? Jay.
I mean, you said 7, so garbage can by definition.
Yeah, technically garbage can.
Got him.
It's fitting.
But really, though, I think the illusion generator, because there's already so many. I mean, there's 4 equipments now with shape change, because or at least if I'm not forgetting ones, because there's a Venom symbiote from Earth X, there's the Remaker ring, and now in this set, in addition to this, there's the Carnage symbiote. It's just like I literally don't see a reason why I would use it. I don't know. It just if it was 5 points, yeah, definitely consider it over, let's say, the Carnage symbiote, or Venom symbiote is going to retire first. But as is, it's just I literally don't see a reason to play it. The bystander is not worth it, especially on a maybe.
Right. Now the garbage can is the worst because it. Oh,
you can only use it with Spider-Man.
As I say, it only works with that Spider-Man.
Okay,
right?
All right. Yeah. Now, I want to go ahead and clarify as I go through this. You guys chime in and correct me. So while I kind of direct the podcast and stuff, you guys feel free to talk, because I have not looked at this set as an entirety due to the aforementioned busyness with packing up my house for showings. So the garbage can is rather garbage.
Yeah, it only works with the 54 Super Rare Spider-Man.
Wow.
It's good on
Yeah,
him.
it essentially, I don't know why they even printed a physical version. It may as well just be a card.
It literally says it can't be added to your force.
Yeah. I don't like.
Now, Jason, that's a famous cover, right?
Yes, it is.
How do you feel about such a special cover being relegated to essentially the garbage can?
That's
I'm just glad we
issue
got
50,
it in
isn't it?
HeroClix.
Yeah.
I'm not positive on the issue number, but I'm fine with it. I'm glad they made it. The
But it
sculpt
makes
on
it
the
seem-
figure looks.
It just doesn't
What?
make sense though. Like he throws the suit out. Why does it have to be this one specific garbage can?
Right. It makes it seem like that garbage can was somehow special.
That was
Yeah.
Uncle Ben's.
It's like,
that
hey,
was
they
Uncle
threw
Ben's
out my
garbage can.
favorite garbage can. Like what? Like,
Yeah, I feel like it was like Amazing Spider-Man issue 50 when he's like contemplates quitting being Spider-Man. It's like the red cover with the Kingpin. I think.
But I just don't think that specific trash can is that special. I think like the moment was special, but he didn't like choose that trash can out of sentimental
Nah,
value.
they do like zoom ins on the trash can.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I guess maybe the trash can becomes special because he chose it.
Yeah.
The
The trash can becomes Spider.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
trash can became special because it had the suit on it.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and that is issue 50. Yeah, like Spider-Man No More. Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's kind of like that banana, right? That they nailed to the wall. There's nothing special about the banana other than the fact that it was transformed via the nail into the wall.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that guy could get $100 million tax write-off. So
Yeah, but that's the only one. And we'll probably talk about that again when we get back to Spider-Man.
yeah, because it is playable on the Spider-Man. It's just literally not playable on anything else.
I agree with Jay though on the illusion generator. It's only good for the one character in the set that gets to start with it equipped. Otherwise, there's cheaper, better options for shape change.
Now, question: would it be useful on like a scroll character?
At 10
Dude,
points,
you-
if you're gonna equip all 4 scrolls with shape change objects.
if you're also gonna cheat and use 4 objects, it seems like a really bad way to cheat.
That is this is why we have you on for set reviews, Jay.
Because we cheat and we need to stop.
we definitely do not cheat.
I like the illusion generator.
It just needs to not be 10 points.
My worst of the it gives you a general this thing on Dark Side is very good. It gives him things to mastermind to. It does something that I think I don't know if it's worth the 5 points, but I think it definitely needs to be more than the others, just because generating a token is very good. It's an autonomous in-cap piece, which is very good. So I don't mind it. I think
it's the first piece of equipment that's ever generated a POG, right?
Yeah, that's cool. It's a very niche, but I think it's good enough. I think the pumpkin bombs are the worst for me.
So someone asked about the pumpkin bombs. I want to make sure that we try to get everyone today. George Himes asked, are there any figures in the meta that can benefit from the pumpkin bombs?
There are definitely figures that can benefit, but that's not the ask in the meta. The ask is, are they good enough? Are they better than others? And with the lightning and the liar ring out there, or lightning and what's the other one?
Incandescence.
Yeah,
right. So
what about?
And I guess I think realistically, my thought on this one was Scarface is probably better, and it's not used.
Scarface has never been used. No, Scarface is awful. I stand by that.
I do like the ability that you get from the pumpkin bombs that you can range destroy regardless of damage.
That's cool, but it's so niche that I don't care about it.
There's no character in the meta that will use it now. The only one I can think of is like Rescue, and nobody plays Rescue.
Right, and she's way better with incandescence.
I was just looking at characters with a 9 range and like low damage, and that randomly came up was pre-retirement it would have been Unseen with the 0 damage, but like make Franklin a decent threat. Franklin Von Doom
Before the stop clicks.
Yeah, exactly.
is it better than Incandescence? Basically, that's what we're comparing it to, right?
Right, and then like in the example, like, so I think this is a good thought process when we build teams, right? So like Jay mentioned Franklin, right? So your first question that you ask, is it better than Incandescence, right, for 5 points? And then additionally, I ask for Franklin, right? So we say it goes good on Franklin, but then is it better than Nightbringer on Franklin?
Right.
So it's like here, that's the thought process you go through when you evaluate these things. Okay, this is good. Is it better than this? Okay, now we narrowed it down to a specific character. Is it better than that on this character? And
I feel very confident in saying that no one will ever pay points to put this on a meta build.
now you know that PJ is going to prove you wrong out of spite.
Yeah. It's possible that it's used on a character that can equip it for free, maybe. But I'm not even sure if any of those are good enough. But
No, I don't really think so.
Way worse than that.
So are we all agreed that at least pumpkin bombs are the third worst?
Yes.
No, I think it's the worst.
Okay, you think it's the worst, and then but everyone else thinks so Tyler, do you think the illusion generator is the next worst?
I like the illusion. I think the illusion generator sees more play than the Carnage symbiote. Actually, I think it's better than the Carnage symbiote.
Okay. Now, do we as a group think that the Carnage symbiote is the next worst, or is there something else next worse? So I think my thought would be: is the Carnage symbiote worse than the Dimensional Watch?
I think it is, just from a 5 points to 10 points is kind of a huge swing for objects.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a weird comparison because it's utility and not offense.
Right. Yes, I agree. Right. But I'm talking, so it's a rank within the set for the purposes of a set review, but it's also
very important to note that the Carnage symbiote doesn't have indestructible, so it's the same weakness as the Venom symbiote, only it's 6 more points.
Oh gosh, so that's probably the worst.
I just really is it really not indestructible?
I think Necrosword is the only indestructible.
The arms are too, I believe. Oh no, they are not.
Unless Realms is wrong.
No, you were right. The Necrosword is the only indestructible one.
Wow.
Oh. So these are maybe all the worst.
Except for Necrosword.
Yeah, except for the okay. Yeah, I'm not vibing here, guys.
I don't know. I feel like there's so many ways to just kill the indestructible objects still.
No, I mean it's not as quick as just calling out a Jean Grey and yeeting them.
Yeah, it's a lot harder now, in my opinion.
It's definitely harder.
It's harder, but I mean, like, the lights can just be picked up. That's probably the biggest thing.
Right. If it's a heavy, it's a lot harder.
Right, if it's heavy and indestructible, you're in pretty good shape. But then you've got to worry about TK lines being blocked and shit.
The illusion generator is a heavy. Pumpkin bombs. Right, but it's a lot harder to destroy it because you can't have a Pog pick it up or something. Dimensional Watch is light. Carnage symbiote is light. Okay, so the illusion generator.
Oof. I'm not vibing with these objects, guys.
Waldo arms are
got a bad case of indigestion all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think Waldo arms and Necrosword are the top two.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
Yeah, so we could probably just quickly say Carnage symbiote's worth too many points whenever it's missing the automatic breakaway trait, and it should just be regular still energy instead of KOing someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead.
I think there's a wide divide between the top 3 and the bottom 3 objects.
Yes. Now, I would give like Dimensional Watch a pass because it's likely that you want phasing teleport on a high enough theme where it's probably okay.
Sure.
Yeah. And it's 5 points you're losing instead of 10. That's a big deal.
Right. Like I'm like over Space Gem is what you're referring to.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking that like y'all's Flash team, right? Like you lose the +1 speed. The JOU Alpha Strike team. What were you going to say, Azarith?
I was going to say, the other thing with the Dimensional Watch is there is more than like 2 or 3 relevant characters that get to start with equipped, and I think that's the bonus going for it.
That's true, for sure.
Right. Yeah, I think when we're talking about the objects, we're just talking about playing them loose, right? We'll rank the characters that can play them later. So I think this Dimensional Watch, I think we can agree, is probably number 3. And Tyler, we'd probably make the Illusion Generator number 4, right?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. Like, I'm all about some shape change.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about equipping some shape change. That's some good shit for me.
It just the Illusion Generator does something different enough that it's not really competing with a better object. I feel like all the other objects are like the lower ones.
I think Tyler convinced me on Generator over Pumpkin Bombs. Yeah.
Carnage Symbiote is definitely competing with the regular Symbiote, and it loses, and Pumpkin Bombs is definitely competing with Incandescent, and in my opinion, it loses.
And it's also competing with Scarface, I mean.
It is, yes.
I mean, like, but that's my whole point, right?
Technically, Exospecs too.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, Scarface just granted a minimum range of 4.
Right.
For 10 points. So that's completely more relevant than what the Pumpkin Bombs do for 5. Like, minimum range 4 is probably worth 5 points.
Well, Pumpkin Bomb gives minimum range 4.
No, it doesn't. It gives Energy Explosion with a minimum range 4.
Ah, true. Okay.
So,
fair
like,
enough.
If you equip Scarface to a speedster with no range, they can hypersonic with some range.
Man, isn't it crazy that how many points a sniper rifle?
6.
Like 2?
No, the sniper rifle was 6 points. It was 6 when you replaced it with the battery.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, times have changed since 2014.
Yeah. Yeah, I think all Black and all Waldo are obviously the best.
Yeah, so I mean, but like I was vibing with Waldo until I realized it was destructible.
It definitely hurts it.
Yeah. Right. But that probably makes it not good enough to play on Darkseid.
Probably because he does not like giving up points, and he mostly won't win map.
Right. I mean, against the teams that can do something about it, he has he doesn't have a great math, right?
Yeah.
Man, that makes me sad, guys. You wouldn't believe how unbelievably sad that makes me about the Waldo arms.
I'm sorry. I literally just realized, I'm like, are none of these indestructible?
Right. No, it's. I mean, it's.
Do you think All Black would be good enough on Darkseid, just because he uses all close attacks?
Right. Because it allows it to be with close attacks, right?
And it gives him giant reach, which is not nothing.
So, I think so. Since I was going to talk about, let's talk about since All Black the Necro Sword is number 1. Let's talk about which characters we think it's good on. Darkseid is an easy up, but now I think the other one to talk about is Barclay, because his thing is all close attacks as well. Now I was probably ready to just write Barclay off with the advent of Galactus coming, but as of this week, Galactus got delayed a week, which made it officially not legal for Worlds, which means that Barclay is back.
Barclay's back, baby.
I mean, not that he ever had a chance to leave officially,
right?
But I mean, that whole team can still survive and be your turtle barrier team can survive now going into Worlds.
Yeah, this is really good on Barclay because I mean that team just is basically like it needs to hit those attacks, and this helps it.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree.
I think those are definitely the two best options.
So it's not really good on Vulture.
Yeah, I was gonna say something when we talk about the bird.
Are you gonna point about Vulture?
But see, I think Vulture still wants the flurry.
I agree, but there have been people who have played Vulture that said that they're gonna use this or at least try it.
Yeah. So here's my problem, and like I don't want to get stuck in the blender. But I'm going to say this statement and be done with it. You guys can add on as you want.
Uh-huh.
People were more worried about Widow in Nationals, which, by the way, we haven't really recorded since Nationals, I don't think. So congratulations to Adams Friedman for winning Singles Nationals, and congratulations to 4 Points Gaming Club for winning Team Nats.
We definitely recorded a Nationals episode.
You did.
We did? Okay.
Yeah.
Again,
that was the last episode.
The aforementioned moving has made my brain go wild. So, but here's my thought on Necrosword on Vulture, and my continued thoughts of Vulture existing is, as a reminder, people were building to counter Widow, which makes them weak to Vulture because there's pieces that Vulture can just one hit, right? He doesn't need the flurry, he can just one hit them, right? Which is always a problem, right? Because people were saying Vulture with the arms is a problem, and I'm like, no, your team build where Vulture doesn't even need the arms, he can just yeet your pieces with perplexed attack and damage is a problem. Now he does have to hit his attacks, and the flurries help with that, but as long as you're rolling like a 14 on a 17, there's a pretty damn good chance that you're going to get yeeted.
Yeah,
there is.
So Necrosword, like even in some of these teams, like including the Necrosword and the arms, may be okay.
That's a lot of points investing in objects.
I'm not a Vulture team player, but I'm just saying it could be.
Sure.
And as far as I'm concerned, Vulture is 60 points, period, and then you're just adding another 15, and you're off theme, so you could lose one. So I think it checks out.
It could be.
Yeah.
I mean, Vultures were running the arms and the blood axe, so I guess that's not completely out of the realm of possibility.
I mean, you also like if you want, even like you can even the fact that you can. It gives you kills on so many relevant things, like Shape Change's Jason Wingard's only defense power. Impervious was a problem. Like, it deals with particular characters, especially right now, to such a degree.
Yeah, like McConnell's X-Men team. McConnell Lamar.
That's exactly what I was thinking about, actually.
Right, because given that quasi-precision strike to Vulture, like, that prevents Dark Phoenixes from rolling imperv.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah. It's obviously good. It's just the question is, again, is it... The arms don't just make it easier to hit. The arms they sort of break what I think Vulture was intended to do, because of the stacking mechanic. That is very, very good. You don't really see it a ton anymore, but it's what won Adam his last game for sure, because he just was able to stack and keep going. He definitely missed attacks in that chain. I think he missed 3, and he was able to call in.
He was able to call in both.
Right. So, but I'm saying like he missed 3 attacks with the Necrosword. That it would have just ended, but because he had the flurry and he could stack them, he could keep going.
Right.
So I think it just depends. It's gonna. I'm not sure which is better right now, and I probably won't until some Vulture player uses them because I don't play Vulture.
Right. Yeah, I'm thinking like both could be fine. Right.
Yeah, it's fun.
I mean, a miss is a miss. I mean, especially against Widow. But.
A miss doesn't matter if you have 6 charges built up.
That's true, right? So it's a balance, right? And like
Right.
Azarith pointed out, Vulture was playing Blood Axe, and
Yep.
before when ID cards could yeet the octopus arms.
Maybe you play this thing and E-Tree or something like that. That could be.
Isn't
Right.
it?
Maybe you play the Ock arms and E-Tree, so that you can definitely get your Ock arms and then maybe get something else.
Well, Waldo doesn't count for. You can't put Waldo on E-Tree because it has to be 10 points or less.
No, Waldo is 10 points.
Or
You
I
can put
meant
Necro Sword on each.
Necrosword is what I meant, sorry.
Oh, the Necro Sword is 15, isn't it?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fine. I mean, just giving, I mean, Vulture getting the Waldo arms is pretty good if it's off of E-Tree.
Yeah, it's definitely good enough to be tested and will be thoroughly. I don't think anybody can say it's better not right now.
Right. Now, any other characters?
Other than the one it comes with.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Everyone likes Noel. We'll talk about him in a little bit. But anything else that can be played loose on?
I would like. It's a team that'll never really see play, but I'd like to try it on the Chase Iron Fist from Secret Wars Battle World.
Ooh, the Iron Fist / Phil Coulson Yeet Your Face team. I like that.
If Spot is ever a thing, that could make some sense because of the, you get Flurry and stuff.
That's true.
Like anything that attacks remote, like it wouldn't have comboed with Mjolnir, but it kind of feels like that's what you're going for.
Right, you want somebody who makes close attacks. Yeah, I like Spot.
Yeah, I feel like there's other stuff that makes remote close attacks besides Darksiders. Can't remember.
Maybe like Super Scroll with his Giant Reach 4.
Yeah, that could be okay.
I'm just taking a quick look here. Yeah, I mean,
technically, there's the starter Reed Richards can have up to 6 Giant Reach. That seems fun.
Oh,
right.
we're just spitballing here, right? Blackheath.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Sure.
He can make close attack. He can make close attacks through hindering. I like that.
Okay.
No, he can have have up to a Giant Reach 8 or 9 or whatever.
Yeah.
Who else can have multiple Giant Reach? Oh, Apache Chief, but that doesn't work because he's colossal.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I mean, and just like in general, like the wrestlers, right? Like
I was gonna say Undertaker with the Necro Sword.
I mean, we lost Blood Axe for Undertaker for, but yeah, I mean, Blood Axe is good on him. Your standard sized character with Giant Reach is a pretty good starter for that.
Oh man, Shawn Michaels, Sweet Chin Musing with Giant Reach 2.
Oh,
that's nice.
Eddie with a Giant Reach 2 with his flurry.
Plus another, yeah.
And no rollouts. Let's go.
I would like to see
Sue Storm has the she can do like ranged Quake, but only mid dial. Damn, thought I had something.
Quake from CAAV.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good.
Or I think what's nice about it is that it's essentially Battle Fury, Precision Strike, and I don't know what gets rid of super senses. I don't know.
Precision Strike.
What? They let you roll a 6, right? It's
Banshee.
Yeah, but you can still be carried, right? So anything that can make free attacks after carry, like Crystal from ABPI.
Oh, I got one. I think Azarith will like it.
Okay.
The Ramming Robbie Ghost Rider.
Ooh, yeah.
Actually,
I do like that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. Yeah, I mean the big
would have been great on King Shark.
Oh yeah, that would have been good on King Shark. But just like anything that just like, because it combos with just close attacks.
Yeah.
Does it combo with range attacks or no? Okay.
No, just close.
Okay, just close attacks. So I don't know, like anybody that can hypersonic and punch would like to use this. So just any character with hypersonic would love to use this piece.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that's a good coverage of the object. Let's talk about the chases next, and then let's go ahead and look. So let's ask about. There's lots of things, right? So John Morley, chases, are any of them actually bad or undesirable? Steven Spooner, how bonkers is Spider-Man family going to be? Is it as versatile as Form the Fantastic Four?
I mean, that's actually a why not both, because there's so many celebrities.
Right.
That's true, actually.
We got just a lot of questions. So Jay actually asked before he knew he was going to be on the show. What do you expect to be Spider-Man Initiative bonuses to look like? 1776 overhyped or even more broken than we thought, or just about as good as expected? Chris Waits, we did answer your question about equipment, so thank you for writing in. Brian Pulling, why does Spider-Hammer not get the respect he deserves? By the way, a lot of these questions are about the chases. So let's see what else we got here.
Spider-Hammer might be my favorite chase in the set.
I can't agree because of 1776, but I agree he is
He's my favorite. He's not the best.
Okay.
Right.
See, that's probably fair.
Attack on Spider-Hammer is not bad. Like, triple perplex. Hi, I got a 15 attack, and I'm going to take you 1v1, and nobody can interrupt.
Right. It's definitely good. He's not tiny yet. He definitely needs to be equipped with a plasticity piece. Like probably the symbiote to make him way better.
Also, the auto breakaway to just like jump to another character if you want to.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean he just gets to make free attacks. It's not bad. Free attacks are never bad.
Okay, so, and this is his defense power?
Ushipto Honor.
All the names are gold.
The free attack isn't.
The free attack is a trait, I think.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's
a trait.
The lock-in is the defense power.
The lock-in's the defense power. I think.
All right.
It's combat reflexes and then 1v1.
It has to target a character or a team ability.
All right, so let's holler at this. All right, so it's Cronin hunting season? Because I guess...
Well, so he makes martial artist Spider-Man famous.
Yeah, I get that.
That's the first big part.
Right. So at the beginning of the game, choose an opposing character or team ability, free to make a close attack, but only to target the chosen character or character using the chosen team ability. Okay, and then he's got the call in from the help, and then his defense power is combat reflexes. Spider-Hammer is adjacent to exactly one opposing character, and neither is adjacent to any other characters. Other characters can't be moved or placed adjacent to either of them and can't target either of them.
Yep. That's definitely...
So, no probs, no perplexes, no outwits.
No outwits, right.
So you buff them up first, and then let them go crazy.
Right, 1v1 me, bro.
Yeah, exactly. 1v1. Let's go, Rust.
It is worth noting that they could break it with generating stuff.
Oh, that's true. And also,
damn it,
if the person has outwit, this is an outwittable power. Nobody else can outwit him, but just
no. You can't because you can't target him.
Other characters.
Right. If you tie up an outwit piece, just be aware of that.
Yeah. The person who's 1v1ing can still see him, but nobody else can.
Right.
And he doesn't even have super senses, so like combat reflexes is all you got.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think he gets super senses down in the dial though.
He does.
But he has it when he loses the defense power.
The good power,
I think Tyler's right. I think you give him a symbiote and you just let him house people.
Or the illusion generator.
You have to give him a symbiote.
Symbiote gets you the plasticity, shape change,
You need the plasticity so they can't just break away.
Yeah, you get to make 2 attacks generally every turn with traded blades.
Well,
I think Nightbringer and Remaker have merits. You're poisoning them too. You have stealth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's definitely cool. It's definitely never been seen before.
Yep.
Sure.
And definitely the best name for any character ever.
Right.
Spider Hammer. It can definitely throw off a team's flow and plan.
So is Spider Hammerai, I guess we're thinking is number 2, right? Or is number 3?
I think he's even lower than that.
Yeah.
I think it's a closer battle between 2 and 3 than it is 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I think number 1 is definitely 1776. And then for me, 2 or 3 is a toss-up between Spider Hamrai and I want to say Spider Viking, but I know a lot of people like Spider Pharaoh.
I think it's between Spider Pharaoh and Steampunk Penny.
Yeah, Penny. You gotta look at Penny.
Penny is gross.
Yeah, she's good. I don't know if she's as good as hyped. Like
she makes a really relevant team already. Unnamed theme.
That's true because Robot desperately needs Prob, and Isaac I don't think does much on that team. I think she fills that role really well. So you can plug her into a team and she's already making it better, and then she's really good. But by herself, I don't think her dial's nothing special. I guess.
No.
The Perplex is very, very cool. Getting a +3 is very cool.
Right. But, yeah, I mean, you're right. So I think, yeah, you went ahead and answered the question before it was asked, is on the robot team that PJ's been playing and a lot of other folks have adopted and has been winning, Isaac is who she replaces.
Yeah, every time I play that team, Isaac just sort of sits there and doesn't do a ton. He's like a perplexer. I know he can make the pogs, but he just always ends up not doing anything.
Well, it's also harder to justify him when there's just I can play 3 Marvellas instead.
That's true. Marvella's very good.
We're not to Marvella yet, guys.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, getting a +3 to defense or attack is not bad.
Right.
And then Spider Pharaoh, I think, is the other one. It's vying for number 2.
So
Yeah,
Spider Pharaoh and Ruler. So 6 clicks for 60 points. Super senses, empower, enhancement, and leadership, and prob. That is, and then phasing teleport with passenger and willpower.
And she's an 11 for 4.
Right. Yeah.
That's just monstrous.
Yeah. He's very good. It's very easy to build a team in 2 seconds with him on a ruler theme. Him and 2 Jasons is good enough.
Tyler, it's Jessica Drew. So.
Yeah, by the way, Spider Pharaoh is a gal.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's Jessica Drew.
It doesn't make sense for a pharaoh to be a woman, historically speaking. But
Cleopatra?
I don't think she was a pharaoh. She was a queen, right? Queen Cleopatra?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm
not versed in
anybody's a historian here.
Yeah.
So, did you guys notice that all these chases match up with the Iron Man chases?
Yep.
Invincible Iron Man.
I did not. Could I, Jason?
Yeah. There's a
Iron Viking, Iron Paladin, Iron Pharaoh.
Yeah, it does. The old Invincible Iron Man set, right?
Iron Slayer, Miles West. Yeah. You got
That's cool.
So which one's the Iron Engine? Would that be 1776?
That'd be Penny.
Penny.
Yeah.
Penny.
Viking would be, what was it? Was it Iron Viking?
Viking meets Viking.
Paladin is Gwen of Arc.
I guess 1776 is the soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a soldier.
Yeah, he's got to be.
Yeah.
Is there a
Paladin and Venom are kind of the outliers, I guess. Paladin is Gwen.
Paladin's Gwen. Hammerai would be
Well, there were only 6 Iron Man chases, and there's 8 of these. So.
Oh, okay. So
That's
fair.
Yeah, but Spider Pharaoh fits very well as a taxi on an Alpha Strike team. He has Empower and Enhancement and Prob.
And is your taxi.
And you can't just ignore him.
Well, and it's ruler, right? So you carry up 2 Jasons, pop out.
Yep.
Yeah, 2 Pogs. They both have.
Two-
No, you can
throw Medusa on there.
1 Jason and 2 Grods, and then you have a Chaos that can do 7.
Yep, that's not bad.
Right, yeah. I mean, even so, right, if you can't make the whole map, Spider Pharaoh goes up, and then you're going 11 for 5 with 2 Chaoses.
Jason, Spider Pharaoh, Dr. Fantastic, drop a Franklin Galactus. It's a 12 for 6.
Not bad.
It's okay.
Yeah.
He also has. I think people are forgetting, or they don't. Spider-Man team ability is very good.
Yeah.
Like if you copy Police on it, that's just another Perplex basically. There's Shield out there for support.
Suited Henchman is very, very relevant.
Yes, for sure.
Oh, wow, yeah, because of the carry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jonah Jameson was right. Spider-Man is now a criminal.
Like
Well, I could have told you that all along.
Ultimates or Avengers Initiative is also not bad to copy. If you need to be giving IT Henry.
Shield is very, very relevant because there's a 15. There's a lot of cheap options for team ability.
So what I was looking into see
autonomous options.
Is there a ruler with Shield? That's what I was looking up.
I don't feel like there
Probably
is.
not.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
probably
maybe. No, he has wild card. He has the Shield keyword. I was thinking maybe Doom 2099, but he does not.
Doom 29 isn't happening.
I tried.
Oh.
I'm all about. I think
I don't know what it is, but everybody that I know that likes to play weird teams is like all over that Doom.
So
the bottom three, the bottom ones are hard.
So before we go to the bottom 3, let's talk about 1776.
Oh boy.
All right. So I think are we ruling him out at 75?
Yeah.
Kinda.
He's just better for 100. You get 2 of them. It's better.
Right. So
and you get
50's away. Less good.
And you get a Perplex. He makes Soldier a named keyword, right? So, so there's a ton of options, right? So I think Tyler posted in our group, Cat Marvel, 1776. Your normal team goes down to 2 actions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like every team is going to be 1776, and 200 points of other stuff.
Right.
And Jay, since you're here, Tyler and I actually talked about this a little bit when we were in Columbus, and somebody said, "Oh, well, I'll just play multiple leaderships."
Sure,
leaderships do not stack.
Well,
correct,
is
Jay?
it? I mean,
I think the only answer.
Justice League, right?
There's one answer, and that's Power Woman, and I love that I get to bring her up.
Well,
that's not the only answer.
Action.
Yeah, there's more than one answer.
Is there also
the Justice League starter pieces also give you extra actions.
And
Dr. Fate also gives you. So Justice League is the counter to that.
I
even
guess
then, you're building your Justice League team around having 7 actions, and now you have 5. It completely messes with the tempo of every team.
Right.
The main difference, the other thing though that I think about it is all of those characters require multiples, whereas Power Woman is just you play her period, but like Fates you need multiples. You have to play like 4 that's its own team. That's like one team, but like Power Woman is a utility tool in general for this problem.
Yeah.
So 1776, I am excited for this set. Is the piece that has made me not excited to play competitive.
I'm just thinking about playing a team and how do I play this with 2 actions?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, 2 action matters.
That's the set has all the autonomous you could ever want.
Oh, did we
think-
mention that he also shuts off autonomous?
And leadership.
Oh no, yeah,
Within
that
6, isn't
Wait a
it?
minute, I
It's
just want to
within
go ahead and
6
mention
or within 4.
6.
what's the Star Trek title character that gives you more actions?
Ford
Core, but he's retired.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that was in
Sadness.
the original set. That was in the TOS set. Yeah.
Oh, get the heck out of
He
here!
had his time.
He missed it.
Your time has passed, old
If
man.
only we appreciated him while we had him.
Yeah, but this guy, even like just disregarding that trait, he's a very solid dial at 50 points. He compares very favorably to Super Rare Wolverine of times of yore. He's one more click. He's got Perplex. He's got Leadership traded. Super Sense traded is very good. His stop clicks is 18 combat reflexes, again with Perplex. He has Spider-Man family. He's good in all the normal ways.
And he can mix it up in melee too. Like he's a solid attacker too.
Yeah, that's he compares to get to.
I think the big question for me is how good is 21776's, let's say Tyler's example team, the double Marvels, double 1776 versus that mirrored team. Like, is that 2 actions going to stop this team?
Yeah. And it'll definitely be annoying because that team wants to have 4 actions to.
Yeah.
Because 2 actions is basically just you're attacking with one Marvel and you're attacking with.
The cat.
Yeah, and that's it.
The 1776 meta that's coming is going to either bring a lot of autonomous or is going to bring back tentpoles.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think at best it adds a 4th layer into the blender. And so within that blender, I think about this, right? So where does 1776 change the triangle of the blender into a square? Batman can get his 4 actions from 7 to 4 or whatever, 7 to 5 or 6 to 4.
Right.
And Blackman can just blast the example team, right? I'm not saying that's emphatically going to happen. Okay.
No, but it's a good matchup for Batman probably.
Right.
Vulture is also pretty much fine.
Vulture, yeah, because Vulture pretty much needs to equip turn 1, and then it's got enough. Then turn 2, it probably has enough sidestep, TK placement shenanigans to get across the map. But Vulture, this is not a team Vulture can just go against either.
Right. It's not an easy kill for Vulture at all.
Because it needs 1, 2, 3, 4 damage to knock him to his stop click, and then it's got to go into Super Senses twice, and it has
defense.
It's a 20 defense on the last click. Yeah.
Right. So it's definitely not. I think it's got a pretty decent Vulture matchup.
I think even just putting 1776 as the stop is a thing. Like, that's not the worst. I don't know.
It's not the worst. I would agree with that.
But I also feel like that's not necessarily a team that you play in that environment, right? Like, you have to reevaluate. But yeah, it's not easy. It's very very hardy.
So Black Widow, like it slows down her equipping and moving up if she wins map. But I think in this mirror, 1776 being 100 points of the team, it becomes a more pacing game of halving the map. Who is halving the map at what time, and how does that back and forth pacing go for both of these teams? Who has the reach? Who doesn't? That sort of thing. Because I think in general, like Black Widow being carried by Captain Marvel, deleting a dial, calling out a cat, calling out a recruit to poison you, or whatever, the cat flurrying with 2 actions is pretty damn powerful.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, if you widow him, he just gets deleted, right? So.
Right.
Well,
Yeah, he doesn't have senses. He doesn't have his combat reflexes. So a cat can deal with one of them pretty quickly with two actions.
well, so he's probably perplexing up his own defense, so the cat's going to be an 11 on a 19.
You
Yeah,
can't
but
modify it
if he's getting
positively either.
widowed,
I forgot about that. Fine.
You-
It's still
everybody
need a
forgets.
7. They are probs. I don't think it's guaranteed, but even if it is, you're only killing one. Same with Vulture.
Right, but does that team have enough oomph to fight back?
I
I mean,
think
he's got 200 points of other pieces.
Right.
I think
but
And that's if they're not building a style of 1776 control that's running barrier, and
right.
because
Yeah,
dealing with barrier with 2 actions is not fun.
Let's just say like the Widow gets the first turn, the first attack. He moves up and kills one of these guys.
But I think you also got to remember
Also-
that it also depends on positioning and how the opponent plays against you. Because a
Always matters.
a cat can also delete a Marvel. That team can also delete a Captain Marvel with 2 actions.
If it gets lucky, I guess.
No, I mean it's got to. I mean, Widow outwits invulnerability. It deletes the dial. It calls out a recruit, and then you flurry, needing a 2 on blades.
3 on blades.
So you need a 2 on blades, and then you need a 3 on blades because you don't have the invincible on your stop click.
Mm-hmm.
And then a poison deletes it. So I'm not saying that you can't stop it. I'm saying that it's back and forth depending on how you place, how I place, what your reach is, what my reach is, and it's not a guaranteed win, which I'm okay with, right? So what I'm trying to convey here is that 1776 is very powerful, but it's not like Felix Faust.
No, it's certainly not Felix Faust.
Yeah, nothing will be Felix Faust.
That's not a comparison to anything.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I would add that Felix Faust doesn't need any power actions to lock down your entire team.
Yeah.
So y'all probably wish we still had Felix Faust.
So the main thing
Taking a trip down memory lane.
The main thing here is the problem is that it is true that kind of the 3 top teams have maybe the best ways to deal with this right now, so that could maybe hold it back.
But it deletes all the outliers for sure.
Yeah, it just screws over a lot of teams. I can't play my team with this out here. I have to readjust.
So I would 100% not be surprised if 1776 wins Rock Worlds.
I mean, I wouldn't either. It's obviously it's one of the best pieces in the meta. I think it makes most.
I mean, I would play double Marvel, double 1776.
And it's a good team with a lot of good matchups.
Well, outside of Vulture and Widow, Spider-Man family could be anything theme.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
it's not really. It's definitely not a reach.
Right. So.
And you
Go
could just
ahead.
play him on non-theme.
Yeah, he's good enough to make a good peace team. You know, he's one of those pieces.
Just -1 to actions is just good.
Yeah. So can we talk about just an important note that keeps coming up to me, and leadership is probably second best power in the game since 2017 rules change.
I agree with that. Every team.
Leadership is everything now, I feel like.
Because I'm looking back at leadership prior to the 27 rules change, and it was kind of trash.
Yeah.
Comparatively speaking, it was fine because you could roll for it a whole bunch, and that was fun. And there was probably teams that abused it at some point in 15 years of HeroClix. But shit, it's freaking second best power in the game, I think.
And just to clarify, you're talking about it going from being only adjacent lower point characters to adjacent theme characters.
No, I'm
that are
talking
high.
about a guaranteed
No.
plus
Guaranteed.
plus one action.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you used to have to roll for the extra action, yeah.
Right.
So you could have 4 characters with leadership prior and not roll a 5 through 6 and not get your 4th action.
That
I
sounds
can't.
horrible.
Not only can I not remember the last, like, I don't think anything has won a major event without leadership. Does that change? I also can't even remember the last time I played a team without leadership.
Right. So
against the team without leadership.
The last time that was relevant was on when I won Rock Worlds right after the rules change.
And that's just because you had 3 characters.
No. I had 5.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I had Unimind, Nighthawk. I had 4, I think. Unimind, Nighthawk, Carnage, Atom.
Yeah, but it was like a tent pole, which makes sense.
Right. Yeah, it was a little bit different. So I don't think anybody realized how good leadership was at that point. Like, it wasn't.
That was right after the change.
It was really big whenever Cyclops and Wolverine were able to be called out. So since XXS.
Yeah. It's like, oh wait, did Isaac's Nats team have it? Maybe it did.
It did. Shredder Clone did.
Oh. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And
then certainly everything in the top 4 at that 2018 Nats did. Because I think there was 3 Groots and then Shredder Clone, specifically that had leadership.
Yeah, it just sort of become like a given that you have to have leadership pretty much. Specifically on the team that I've been running, I had to play Franklin because I had to pick leadership at the beginning of every turn just so I could have a leadership on a cosmic team. So I definitely agree with you.
Yeah.
We got so used to Groot. It was the time to be alive.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm with y'all there. So 1776, unfortunately, probably narrows the meta pretty hard.
He's definitely one of the more egregious game warping figures that we've had in a while. At least since I started playing.
I'm at least happy that...
Go ahead, Jay.
I was just going to say I'm at least happy that I'm not worried about getting a second one because it seems like such an obvious this is going to be watch listed. So I'm not worried about that right now because it's hard to get even one.
Yeah.
Probably wait.
And you know what's cool is that he has charge top dial and combat reflexes bottom dial, so you can't knock back kill him. At least, I mean, you can, but it's not just emphatically going to happen.
Doesn't he have toughness on stop?
No,
he does.
Just combat.
Oh, never
Yes,
mind. Yeah, never mind.
Oh.
Yeah, alpha building, Jay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Or whatever, right? It increases knockback damage or whatever. You just can't knock him back. So.
When can I get some margaritas in my blender instead of all this other shit?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, there's a...
Oh, good.
Go ahead, Tyler. Yeah, you're fine.
I was just going to say Gwen of Arc is probably the worst, and then Miles West, right?
So I'll go ahead and share with the podcast what I shared with you guys. I was like, I looked at Gwen of Arc, and I was like, gosh, she is super trash. Like, she is like burn it down garbage tier. That was when I thought that she dealt damage to friendly characters equal to the damage she was dealt instead of healing. And then I looked at her again and I was like, you know what? She is probably the worst chase.
Yeah.
Like, she's perfect, right? Like, just hit my horrible chase so all my awesome figures can heal.
Yeah.
Tyler,
Tyler,
hit me first, and then it doesn't matter.
Onslaught.
She does do that. That's true. And there have been armored teams that have popped up.
Yeah. So she's good with Punisher, War Machine. So is Soldier, though. Now... Arno Stark, yep, holler. Now, I would point out there's a couple of cool things with Miles West.
Yeah.
I know the first one.
Police.
Okay. And Tyler might be mad at me again, but Sheriff Strange has it.
Mm-hmm.
Sheriff Strange does have
The who's the Harvey Bullock or Dent
Harvey Dent.
or
Harvey.
the whoever Commissioner Gordon.
Commissioner
the
Gordon.
barrier.
Yeah.
So the Commissioner Gordon barrier team, since Galactus is not legal, that might be a thing. Although Barclay's probably a little bit better.
So is Marvella.
Yeah, why would you play Gordon when you play 2 Marvellas?
And
That's
then
really
throw a
sad.
Batman on there just for spicing it
Just
up.
for fun. Why not?
Yes.
Starter Martian Manhunter is really awesome.
I did not
Yeah.
even realize that
Uh,
Prime Batman was a police keyword.
Yeah.
And martial
Sheriff-
artist.
Sheriff Steve Rogers.
I
is
was just
also-
thinking Sheriff Steve Rogers. I'm like, I like that.
Oh, and
Yeah, and-
your
I'm with
freaking
Jay. I was looking
Marvella
more at
is.
the martial artist.
Theme.
Dude, you guys are blowing my mind because Marvella is also Spider-Man family.
Sure
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Miles grants all adjacent characters shape change.
And he has the police team ability for all of your
Yep.
Spider-Man family team
To-
abilities to copy.
The copy. Yep.
Yeah, and if they succeed on shape change, the character shooting gets a web token, and then they can't shoot you until they take it off anymore. So
Miles blowing my mind right now.
So are we sure that Miles is at the bottom, guys?
no, Miles is pretty good, I think.
I still
I
think
think
second.
he's somewhere
He's better
in the
than-
heat of the
He's
same.
better than Spider
Yeah.
Viking and Gwen
Miles is.
Oh, he's
hard-
definitely better than Spider Viking in Gwen of Arc.
No, Spider Viking's awesome.
No.
Why is
Mikey
And I
Spider
rules.
Viking so
I'm
good?
getting Spider Viking because I love
Because-
the Asgardian
okay.
keyword.
Hear me out.
Explain to me
okay?
why Spider Viking is so good.
All right, so he has the stop click, right?
No.
And I'm-
Okay.
and
No,
he's got
He
this.
doesn't.
He's got the stop click.
no, he's
Alright.
got the
He
takes
sure
one
doesn't.
damage from range attacks is what he's got.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought it was toughness stop -1 from range. All right.
Sure
well, still,
isn't.
that's good. That's good in my eyes. I think the thing for me is the trait with another piece of loot for my web. So he can hit you, right, and then just steal your equipment and automatically equips it.
No, he has
So-
to.
That's
KO.
that's not
He has to
good.
KO the
KO
character,
you.
and the equipment
Yes,
has to be drop.
Yeah. That's not that great. He's a charged character with 1 click of move and attack.
He does ignore characters.
Yeah.
I just want to.
Oh, that's right.
I just
No,
wanna
no.
take Eddie G to Spider-Man family. That's
That's
all I
right.
want to do.
No, Spider Viking is fantastic because in Golden Age you can pair him with Golden Skull, therefore he's the toppest piece.
There you go.
Oh, I don't. Who gives a fuck about that? Yeah.
Oh, Golden Skull. Yeah.
Yeah,
I do like him for Colossal Stamina, Steel Energy. That's always
Yes.
a good combo.
That is very good.
With an 11-4 Charge Quake with Exploit. Oddly enough, has the dolphin symbol.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I think what probably makes him better than Miles is he does bring together 2 keywords. Although not great keywords.
In case you wanted to
This is
run,
nuts.
Warhawk Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, Warhawk, dude.
We're saying
I
he's
know, I
not
just
the
wanna
second
run two
worst.
Eddie
Like, I
Guerrero.
don't.
You guys are nuts. He is not better than Miles
hot-
Webb.
He is hot trash. I'm sorry.
I honestly
No.
said Miles was better than him.
I
Miles
don't think
is-
Miles is better.
He has the.
Like-
Oh, you're wrong, Tyler. You're
Wait a
wrong.
minute. Okay, all right.
I think
so
it's a split.
I've got an actual
Dan-
answer here. He
Uh-huh.
can
Dan, you might be the deciding vote.
All right, so here's my actual answer, okay? He can bring together Eddie Guerrero and the Ferengi salvage crew.
Oh, those are the 2 most meta pieces in New York. Like,
So Tyler, while you're poo-pooing on it, there is a situation where like Eddie G has WWE, so that's pretty decent in the meta. Eddie G's a good piece, right? I mean, he's not Vulture or Batman or Widow or whatever.
Right.
But Ferengi Salvage Crew, like, does something unique with the equipment that you get.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, you get to place one of their objects Now
It wasn't neat when we did the set review. You poo-pooed all over Ferengi Salvage Crew.
That's because he wasn't themed.
that's because he wasn't themed, Jason.
Doesn't matter.
He's still one of the most overcosted things I've seen in quite some time.
So I would also like to point out his damage power combos with Spider Viking because it turns their equipment into unequipped drop, even if it's unequipped KO.
There you go.
That's why we have Azarith on the show today, guys.
I mean, you could also just elect. You could also just elect to play 100 points under build. That's like also fine, I guess.
So what
That's
is
legal.
also additionally, what does the Ferengi Alliance team ability do?
It's scrolls.
I'm just double checking now to see if it was updated with scrolls.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It's the old scrolls.
That's so dumb.
It's literally just shape change on a 6.
Okay,
well,
so all right, so that's
that
not
could have been
great.
an oversight though, for what it's worth, but maybe
So-
not.
It's not. It is terribly overcosted. I'm not gonna deny you that.
There are worse though.
But if you're there's often comes down to like in my coaching sessions or when people ask me about team builds, are you determined to play this? Okay, and then sometimes that answer is yes. I love the Ferengi. I
Right.
love Eddie Guerrero. So in those cases, it comes down to in my coaching, how do I help you play this team the best?
It's fair.
Okay, so there's also other pirates that aren't half bad. All of the Ferengi dudes are half-ass good, right? I'd also like to just give a shout out to say the Drowned.
Yeah.
It's definitely fringe, but I think giving him the credit to where maybe Miles and which one is this, the Viking? The Viking are probably both lower tier, but Viking does unique enough stuff between warrior and pirate that I don't want to be 2 years down the road from now and like, hell yeah, Viking's the one you need, boys.
He's a brick. He's a brick.
Well,
He's got great stats. Colossal stamina, steel energy is real good. Gets battle fury when you want it.
I just gotta say, as the leading authority, I'm kind of insulted by using the word fringe here.
Oh, yeah.
So one thing he does have going for him, right, that we can all agree on, he's the only one of them that turns to generic theme.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, he's the only one that does too, right?
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's what he got too because Pirate sucks balls.
he has like 1.1.
Guys, we're really missing the.
There's
boat here.
9. There's only 9 pirates. That's not saying anything.
On
Like, you're
Weekend Now
technically-
Spider-Man family,
Yeah, sir.
million BC Black Panther.
Yes, that's
No.
important. Yes.
Yes, can he has warrior,
He's not a pirate, what I'm saying.
but he has warrior.
Okay,
And
that's
you,
fine. That's
and you
fine.
pair him with all of the 15-point Spider-Man family characters, so you boost your theme to 1 billion, and you win map.
You do win
And
map.
then what?
You get
Uh,
the Super map.
Yeah, you get to hide and hindering the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important. You
And
go
then-
campsite or
Really
Poison Ivy's
good,
greenhouse
dedicated
and then
strategy
you
right
can't
there.
see me.
If you want to hide in stealth all game, just play Black Widow and Shifting Widow.
Yeah, but you can pulse wave them.
True. Okay, so those three are the where do we think Leonardo da Venom stacks up?
So I think my question comes because he's scientist. Does Leonardo da Venom fit on the Barclay team?
So I think to make him fit, you have to cut Mandarin, and I don't think he's better than Mandarin.
I was gonna say I think he's bottom 3. I think he's worse than Miles, but that's just me.
He
Yeah,
needs
he's
to be 50 points.
I kind of do too. I just don't. All the other ones have like really good dials for their points, and he just doesn't.
That maximum range at whip power is both overcosted and overvalued.
Okay, I need you. Okay, so
Yes.
that says maximum range 4. Okay,
Yeah.
there is a map that gives like I think Fantastic Four or somebody minimum range 8 when using Outwitted Reflex. So what happens when you have a minimum range of 8 and a maximum range of 4?
Are you talking about Aunt Petunia's map?
Yes.
That is a very, very good question, and that's the only
'Cause
answer I have right this second.
Because I got no fucking clue what happened.
I'm gonna be.
Wow.
I have to look. I have to do some research.
Magic 8 Ball
I-
I
says.
do not
I-
think it gives them.
I-
I think it gives them a range of 8, not a minimum range of 8.
No, it's a minimum.
Is it?
Yeah, because we were
It
talking
doesn't
about
matter, but it doesn't. Theoretically, it doesn't matter if it's a maximum or a replacement. It's still maximum is maximum. Like
my suggestion is that you either automatically win the game or lose the game. Just
Roll off.
yeah, I gotta look this up. So
I don't expect you to have the answer. I don't think it's in the rulebook anywhere.
That's genuinely one of the best questions I've gotten in a while.
I
I've
think
Well done,
it's
Tyler.
probably the first time that a relevant minimum and maximum have come into play.
So, yeah.
And given that, like, maximum didn't even really have a big impact on the game until Black Leopard came out. So we're talking about things that have changed since 2017 that haven't been relevant until 2020.
That JLU map gives you minimum range of 10 when using
Oh, that too.
Outlet. Yeah, on the Star Labs map.
I don't think
Or
anything,
Cadmus has it.
I don't think anything in the core rulebook affects this.
I doubt it unless they thought way ahead.
All right, so we definitely say that he is the worst, though, right?
He's not the worst.
Okay,
No, he's in the middle.
Is he in the middle?
He's,
That's
yeah.
right. He's
Worse
better
than
than
Gwen.
Guinevere.
Yes.
Yeah, Gwen of Arc is definitely the bottom bun of the Chase sandwich. I mean, she's, yeah.
I mean, just having shield team ability is relevant. Having the shield keyword is relevant with Steve Rogers. I mean, given his scientist shenanigans aside, you know, most shield characters do get some sort of consideration given Steve, given Kobik, given, I don't know, all those other shield pieces that we have right now. I'm just blanking on some of them.
He's also a charge flurry piece.
He's a charge flurry piece that crits when he rolls doubles.
Or unequips all equipment.
Yeah. And he has Plastic Booby and Shape Change.
He's the only Venom one, which is weird.
Yeah, and Outwit Perplex.
And his sculpt is just really pretty. Like, I will say that all of the sculpts on these chases are very cool.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, so let me see if we need other questions. So McConnell Lamar asked about questions. So we got a lot of questions. So Jeremy Christie, final question on the chases before we move on from the chases. Is using multiple chases to tie together teams worth the 100 plus points you'll pay? And so what do you think is the best combo? That hurts my brain.
That's what I was going to say.
I don't think you've had time to think about it.
Well, so I think the best combo would be, and I'm ready for this one. I'm ready for Tylor to sigh. I'm ready for it. I want to say it, but I'm building up anticipation here. 1776, Captain Marvel, Marvella, Baby Doll. Let's go.
Oh my God. You got it.
Baby doll.
She's Spider Fam now. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That just, I don't know what to say after that.
Oh boy.
I think
Got it.
trying to go
Got
too
it.
wide. I think trying to go too wide into the theme chase is a trap.
Yes.
But I think the best combo, not excluding the power of 1776, is Miles Penny. Because that gives you Batman and Tri-Sentinel.
That's true.
So like some of those unthemed teams that we're seeing being played can become themed.
Yeah.
Well, the
Yeah.
question is,
It gives you really good keywords.
I think the question is more, what doesn't have these keywords? Because there's 10 of them.
There's no outside of there's no like deep theme fluff really. Like
Yes, there is.
For
There's
what
some.
theme?
Brainiac, robot, and scientist.
Brainiac is true. That is true.
And
you also have
Superman.
Justice Lord Spider. Yeah, Superman. Also at 10 points.
For robot.
So try again. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Damn,
Brainiac
Jason's coming with the
because you
heat.
can only get 2. Brainiac doesn't count because you can't play 10 of them.
The Superman's an uncommon. Yeah.
Yeah, Superman's true. I was thinking Iceman is armor, but then you have to play Gwen of Arc.
Yeah, it sucks. He's also a giant target. You can't hide. Yeah.
That's true.
Not sure.
Penny also gives you Magneto, DR Magneto.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sinister.
And Sabretooth.
So I don't know if you're ready to do this. Dan, what is your list? Like starting to, I mean, obviously number 1 is 1776, right? And then what, in your opinion, what is 2, 3, 4, 5, and all the way down?
So as far as chases go, I mean,
Yeah.
I think there's 1776, and then there's nothing.
Nothing?
And then it just goes down to Gwen of Arc at the bottom.
That's
Yeah.
a fair
They're all
assessment.
mixed in the middle. Okay, that's fair.
Like from my opinion is, I am very much, does one thing beat the other? And I think I've talked to y'all about this before, and by y'all I mean the podcast and all of our listeners. I think about HeroClix a shit ton. I'm nearly at the point of being obsessive of HeroClix. I am obsessive of HeroClix. Guys, I just packed up fucking 40 boxes of HeroClix.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Dan.
So, like, to me, I think about where all of these chases fit in, and to me, if it's not better than 1776 for competitive play, or if that team that I can build around 1770, between chases 2 through 8 can't beat 1776 with 2 actions,
All right.
it's not worth playing. It's probably garbage.
You're not going to pay 40 points.
You are being you're being very Sith right now, only dealing in absolutes.
That's correct. Yeah. So
I think that at the very least, Penny is a very plug and play piece on a very relevant team. Right now.
Agreed.
Yeah, I would agree with that, right? So
Mhm.
Penny's probably number 2, just because robots are good and robots are cool. Robots do struggle with 2 actions, though. They can't get Magneto.
But it's not just robots. Like any Spider-Man family team, she's just good on because she perplexes them plus 2 or 3.
That's true.
Usually.
And she gives you Tri-Sentinel.
It's not just the robots. Any Spider-Man team, she's really good on.
Right. And she gets you Tri-Sentinel,
Yes.
and she gets you the 10-point comment.
Brainiac.
Not Brainiac.
And the robot Superman.
Well, you know what? Important note. The cost of Brainiac is irrelevant for Worlds.
Sure.
True. That is true.
Ooh.
That is a
But
very
only
relevant
for
topic.
that event, right?
Which is a very important event because it's Worlds.
What?
Right.
Say it again. I didn't hear you.
So the
I said-
the cost of Brainiac is absolutely irrelevant for Worlds.
Same with the cost of 1776.
That's very true. So, maybe an important note to think about is free your mind, folks. Cost and availability absolutely do not matter in 2020 Worlds. Save your pennies. Let me say that.
Do not chain your creativity to your wallet.
No.
Save your.
Don't save them.
Save your currency for PC
No.
and
Canadians don't have
coronavirus.
pennies anymore. So.
That's right.
You
yes.
can't take it with you when you die. So buy some Spider-Man and
Save
Carnage.
Save it for your Save it to buy singles when the coronavirus is eradicated.
They can take away your locals, but they can never take away your brainiacs.
That's just very true. So, let me. So it was funny that we mentioned that because someone actually asked that question. Someone asked that. Gosh dang it. We got a lot of questions, so thank y'all. If I forget to mention your name, forgive me because y'all are been awesome listeners. John Eric Hafford, with no proof of ownership for Worlds, what impact do you think Carnage set will have, and what did you feel the best way to use 2-action turn is? So we talked about that, and John, I mean, be sure to be thinking about in your brain, I don't have to own this. I don't have to spend money on this.
Definitely makes Steampunk Benny better.
Yeah. Also, go into it understanding that my opponent won't have to own this.
Right. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right, but don't mistake. I don't have to own this for. I don't need to study up on this piece because I don't own this.
That's right. Or I don't need to understand how this doesn't work because it's $200 and I don't think I'll see a lot of them.
Right. AKA, don't think just because you don't have to own it that you don't need to know the powers of it.
Why is Spider Hammer unique and 1776 isn't? I don't understand.
Most of the chases are unique except for him.
Because the first thing that they do is print 1776 as is, and then they change this thing to unique modifier. That's how you make money.
True. Right.
You know what?
Why is Spider Hammer the only unique one?
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's because he doesn't take
Bushido Honor is like a really strong thing, theoretically.
That's why.
Yeah,
that's why.
It goes back to Ultron. I think it goes back to there was a similar effect in Age of Ultron, and I think it was the Ultron 1, not at his drone dial. And I'm going back and looking here in Realms real quick.
That was the one that was the revive effect.
No. This was him at 120 points. Yes, once per game, when Ultron hits an opposing character, you may give that character a Mind Wipe token. A character with a Mind Wipe token can't attack Ultron 1 unless that character and Ultron 1 are the only characters on the map. So it's been a part of game design since then.
Before that, right? Like that's basically Highfather, right?
Yeah, I'm with you, Tyler. But that was the one that stuck out to my mind when I was looking at this.
That's right.
But Amethyst didn't have it, and she had that kind of.
Right.
She had a thing where once per game, when Amethyst, when she hits an opposing character, we choose that neither character can make a ranged combat attack, and she and that character may only target each other with close combat attacks until one is KO'd.
This one's a little different, and I understand their thought process, I guess, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'm with you guys.
Okay.
So I think we answered all the questions on the chases.
Hopefully.
I hope so.
It's now a good time to interject with my not actually an answer, but it's the best answer I can make of it.
Yep, go for it.
Yeah, until I cannot find anything to suggest otherwise. So I guess this is not an official ruling or not my official ruling. But the only thing I can tell, until clarified otherwise officially, is I just can't see why it wouldn't be active player.
That's what Chad said.
I honestly don't. There's no other answer I can see as written, and even that isn't as written. And if anybody else has a better answer, okay.
I think it might actually need a ruling, because when I looked it up a little bit, and there was something that I found. I can't remember what it was right now, but that sort of like discredited the active player, but I can't remember what it was. But anyway, I think it might actually just need a ruling because it's unprecedented.
Yep, that's where I'm at.
I tell you what. So let's go to super rares.
Yeah.
Although I feel like we could just end the show at like the chases, but like they have a whole nother show.
Part 2.
Yeah.
The rest of the set is still good. This is actually a set where.
Yeah.
good.
So I'll tell you what,
There's a
I'm
lot to
going
talk
to I'm going to let y'all talk with the super rares because I need a restroom break. And then I'll lead y'all off with, is Null a good enough tent pole at 125 or 250? Go.
I think so. I'm currently building with him hardcore.
I when I first saw him, I thought he was, and I wish he was. Black Widow is just a problem, though. Oh my god! Like, right? Like, Black Widow just
If
beats
he
him.
had, I'm not saying this would make or break him, but the fact that he does not have prob on the only clicks where he has charge is just depressing.
Mm-hmm.
Can
Yeah.
agree.
That is like a really big problem.
My sort of outside of the obvious Black Widow sort of just like shuts down everything he does problem is he doesn't have any way to stay ahead on tempo like a lot of the big tentpoles do or should. Like, there's no colossal stamina, there's no free actions or free attacks like sort of Darkseid has. He can sort of stay up with that even on a clear turn. It's possible for him to make attacks, things like that.
No healing either.
Well, he does have healing, right? He
Is it?
He heals when he KOs a character. He heals
Oh, yeah.
which is irrelevant. With all black, he's he can kill support pieces pretty easy.
He's very mobile.
He is for sure. He can move around. It's impossible to tie him up. I want it to be what Azarith. Why does this guy not just lose to Black Widow? Please convince me.
I mean, he might just lose the Black Widow, but I'm not gonna not play a character because he loses the one figure.
I think that is very fair to do when it's Black Widow and she's like everywhere.
I don't know. I disagree. Also, like, yeah, she can terminate the shape change.
Mm-hmm.
He still has defense powers at least. Does.
And power cosmics is not outwittable.
Yes, stealth.
Yeah, he has like defense power. She just poisons through.
He doesn't have stealth against her. Well, he is invincible initially.
No,
are you gonna play him? Are you gonna play him at top?
You're playing him at 125.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
The dial is not hard enough to chew through. It is just like I
am playing him at 125 so that I have support pieces around him. I have a secondary attacker and I have Wendigos.
Cosmic or monster?
Monster.
Support pieces.
Monster, specifically with the Ellie Moleman and a bunch of Wendigos.
So not only do you lose to Black Widow, you're now losing to Vulture?
Vulture.
Wow, somebody gets straight to the point.
Yes, but I should be able to win map to make it still very hard for Vulture to get around the map.
How? He ignores characters, he flies.
Because he doesn't get good TK lines on Ancient Hold.
Yeah.
But you're giving him his 4 actions, so he just blows a wall, sidestep, places, yeets.
I don't know. I wish he was good enough. He's really. I don't know. I was looking at it at 250.
To me, he's one tier below almost there.
One tier below almost there. He's not even almost there.
No, he's
Below
not.
that?
He doesn't do anything.
No, that's not true. To be fair, okay, he's 11 clicks long with an unoutwittable 4 to 6 shape change. That's good, right? He has,
and you can give somebody Battle Fury for 15 points.
Yep,
Yeah.
he has stealth and free smoke cloud. That's good.
He also gets the Necro Sword for free.
The values are just not there.
I would never play him at 250.
125 then.
I just can't see 125.
Yeah.
I think between like Widow yeets him for 250 and Vulture yeets his team at 125. And I think Azarith, I think my point would be there is that you might underestimate the top tier players that play Vulture. I'm just going to go say like
Yeah, that's fair.
add being able to play around Ancient Hold.
That's fair.
I just don't think. When I first saw him, I did think he was good enough, and I still think he might at 250 be better than Darkseid. But I don't think Darkseid's good enough either. So
I thought you loved Darkseid with every fiber of your being. What happened to you?
no, it changed, man. Okay. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't think it's good enough. I wish it was. He's a super cool figure. I like him a lot. But
Yeah, he looks really cool, but
Yeah, I mean,
I generally play figures that people don't think are good.
Cool sculpt.
Yeah, Azarith, you've pretty much taken over playing Fringe since I haven't been playing.
right.
and he fits very comfortably in Fringe.
Yes, and I think the other problem with 250 is that there's enough Jason barrier stuff and now Marvella barrier that it's a problem.
Yeah, I just don't think he can handle it 250. He can't handle the barrier.
Which is sad because I mean, like, it's very obvious that I played Uni a lot, which was a strong tempo. I'm sad that I can't just play a tempo, right? Like even Matt Esbrook, right? We are kindred Uni bros in an extent, and Matt's been playing Darkseid Darkseid Daredevil, and been having a rough time.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think he actually won.
No, he lost every round.
He didn't get carried, but he got carried. I don't know. I feel like apparently from what Scott said that I think it was a good play for the format, but apparently he just got unlucky with those matchups. Like last year he dodged all the Kobik traders with Unimind, and then this year he had the opposite luck.
Yeah, which is fair. I mean, that's a risk for his type of playstyle for sure.
Yeah. So like from that perspective, like I'm sad that like a tempo can't be a thing, right? Like a power battery and 250 point Superman. That was a great team, right? Because there wasn't a lot of barrier focused teams at the time.
I just like playing big stuff, but I like playing big stuff that just attacks people and like just wins, and it's just like I'm better than you, come at me. We haven't had that in a while.
No, we haven't.
Well, because they made a figure that made those characters impossible to play.
Yeah, they honestly probably made several characters that do that, but
right.
So they made Black Widow, who shuts down tentpoles pretty hard. Most of them. And now they've made 1776 that shuts down swarms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Traditional swarms.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's look at our next question for super rares. So this one comes from Richard McClure. Is the Spider-Man Doppelganger Prime how Vulture's power should have been worded?
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
I think we can just all hope that Vulture at some point gets worded like Doppelganger Prime.
The question is, are they even going to bother doing it when he rotates next year?
Hard to say.
So we don't know about rotation yet.
Yeah, I've been thinking about. I mean, it's been 6 months and people haven't been able to even use their Captain America really.
It's very possible that there is no rotation next year. It's a possibility.
Or at least going forward from X-Men or anything that wasn't legal in Worlds.
Yeah. There has to be some like top meta players that don't think Vulture needs a fix, but I don't know of any, and they have to be the minority at this point, right?
Well, even on the last Critical Clicks, even Scott was like talking about how infinite attacking with Vulture and Jason was a problem. So
yeah,
by that definition, or like by that standard, I don't know who this person is. So
right.
Yeah. Doppelganger is neat.
He's cool. He's like for 65 points. That's a hell of a dial.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. 12.
I miss
12.
Man Spider though.
Is
Yeah, there's
he
a lot.
illegal now?
No, I don't think so.
2017, I think so. Or no, I think it was
he's out.
2016.
Yeah,
I think he's way gone.
Yeah, he's just old. Yeah, he's way been gone.
Yeah,
he
so
just reminds me of it because the sculpt, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
so like I would say, I feel bad for all of the Maximum Carnage fans that got 4 characters that were all primes that can't be played together.
Why do they do this consistently? Oh.
Didn't that happen before with like what was that, Squadron
Supreme?
Yeah,
but
they
then the
they got an
ATA
ATA
came
that made it
out.
equal.
Yeah. So maybe
There have been there have been other primes that do it because they want to make the primes the theme, but then this is the opposite.
There are certain keywords that have a shitload of them. Like Exiles had like 5 or something.
Yeah.
So I think the obvious answer. You guys may not even want to talk about this. Venom Groot, good. Valerie, good. Pin damage, Swarm, good.
Yes, it's good. That's all that you gotta say. We're all in agreement. That's pretty good.
Anybody that thought Valeria Von Doom was gonna get an errata, that went out the window when Venom Groot came out.
Okay, we haven't got a watch list yet.
Yeah.
It's funny that we talked so much about 1776 because like everything good in this set should be. This is obviously degenerate and bad for the game. Moving forward,
Sure is.
Just skip right over Venom Groot.
Do we need does anything need to be said about Marvella just on that idea? Like kind of the same thing.
What you looked into it when we were talking at one point.
Well, other than the fact that we haven't got to the rares yet.
No, I'm just saying. You were just saying nothing to be said. Just like saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you there.
Other than it's really good. Yeah, he's saying there's nothing that we really need to talk about other than that it's good and it's probably going to be a thing, right?
You know what
continues.
You know what continues to make me sad about Corona is that we don't get to play sealed.
Yeah, that's true.
I am lucky enough. My locals are still going. I will be playing tomorrow.
There's a sealed in Indianapolis.
Let me clarify, right? So there is the event in Indy that's coming up in October, but I mean like competitive sealed for WKOs and
Worlds. That's some of the funnest part of Worlds.
Right, Team Worlds, yeah.
Battle Royales.
And Rock and they had mulligans. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think mulligans and sealed is fine.
Right. So as we go down through the super rares, you know what? I didn't give our standard disclaimer before our set reviews. Clickstuff is typically competitive focused, and I would say more so than ever, this entire freaking set is fine for casual.
Yep.
You know what? It elevates the competitive level of casual by a huge margin.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah. And it's funny because I was just talking to somebody today, one of the guys I made a trade with he's like, oh, are you interested in this piece? And I'm like, man, I don't have time for casual anymore. And with everything being shut down, unless you're going to play at home with a buddy, there really is nowhere to play casual.
Right.
I was just looking at the set. I was like, this Sinister Syndicate, in addition to Earth X, just looks hella fun.
Yeah. But doesn't matter.
Yeah. So I was just going to run through it. Spider-Man 2099, not competitive. No. Spirit Spider, not competitive.
But I just want to say that I love this. I love everything about him.
About who?
It's Spirit Spider. He's so cool.
Yeah.
Everything about him.
Red Goblin, he gets to start with objects, but
on the Secret Identity, maybe?
Maybe. Secret Identity's part of this.
I don't even think he's the best Secret Identity.
Yeah.
Not even close.
10 for 2? Like,
I think the
You got-
+1 to max carnage thing when he KOs is pretty cool, but I agree with you guys. I don't think he's all that.
No.
Venom
Venom Spider.
Venom Ghost Spider, meh,
Not good.
not enough. Venom Group we talked about. Venom Doctor Strange.
100% competitive, viable.
All right, tell us why, Azarith.
So it gives you for 45 points.
Okay, we're only talking about the low.
Yeah, I think at 45 points you have a 7-range running shot, 11 for 3, who also has a TKer, who has leadership and prob, and has a pseudo ID call-in effect.
So, does he? Because I'm pretty sure there's only one guy that he can call in.
Venom
Himself
Groot,
and
right?
It's a
Venom
good
Groot.
character.
That's who you're referring
He can
to?
call himself, he can
Venom
call in
Groot?
Venom Groot.
Can he call in himself? Is he?
You
Yes.
could call in another one.
Oh, okay.
You
It's
can't
equal.
replace with the same exact copy or same exact character, but yeah, he can call in.
He can... Okay, yeah. Those are the only two. Currently. But calling in a Venom Groot is relevant.
Not bad. Yeah. Especially because he can play.
And that's just the on top of everything else he's doing for 45 points, along with having Mystics and solid keywords.
So, I am of the opinion that Mystics is a liability. It's not a positive anymore. My issue is that he doesn't have a
sorry,
stop.
I just want to. Well, not if you consider that Venom Groot exists, right, on the same team, because then they die.
They could die unless, like, if it's a Dark Phoenix and she kills something or something like that.
Fry Sentinel. Oh yeah, only the best two. Never mind.
Right,
You gotta
yeah,
accept
sure.
anything.
I originally was like, I wish he had a stop click because most supports in this range have to have a stop click anymore, but he does have shape change super senses, which helps. Only 17 defense. He's
I think he's worth playing on Mystical Monster because he's now the cheapest leadership that they have.
yeah, that's for sure true.
Yeah.
So I think that 5 points doesn't get you enough over Captain Venom or Sheriff Strange.
Yeah. Sheriff Strange, I don't think Sheriff Strange is okay.
I'm just talking about for Mystical and Monster, like Azarith was saying.
I think he's better than Sheriff Strange for Mystical.
Really? Sheriff Strange is a better attacker?
No.
He's got willpower.
Sheriff Strange isn't a better attacker.
He has RCE.
He's got RCE, better attack, precision strike.
He's got running shot.
Perplex.
But he doesn't have movement attack.
All right.
So this is giving you leadership and prob instead of leadership perplex.
Sheriff Strange has leadership too.
Yeah, so they both have leadership. You're getting prob instead of perplex.
This one has double rollout. The other one has a stop click. This one has TK, which is very good.
Yeah, I mean maybe it's a toss up for Mystical.
I think that they're comparable, but I don't think that people are running Sheriff Strange anymore.
Well, they're not.
I mean, there's not a lot of Mystical going around either.
That's fair.
And 1776 kind of ruins that whole Tri-Sentinel shenanigans stuff too.
Yeah.
I think he can see competitive play, but that's true.
If there's a team that he fits on, he definitely fills a role. I'm just not sure if there's a team that's good enough, I guess.
Yeah. All right, so Venom Captain Marvel is just not as good as the CAAV Captain Marvel. Rest in peace.
I think you just have to keep an eye on her, just because she's a hypersonics beast that goes through walls. So if blocking becomes an issue, I think keep an eye on her.
She doesn't ignore characters though. That's my whole problem. I think with that statement, Tyler, is that if the blocking, and this might be kind of a blender thought, okay, so just give me that, is that if Venom Captain Marvel becomes a thing, does the barrier player start to play plastic booby so
Right.
that Venom Captain Marvel is no longer a thing?
Yeah, it is kind of hard to get the whole, like, you have to have a lot of plasticity, but
yeah, it becomes an arms race.
I just think that improve movement blocking is one of the strongest improved abilities in the game, and you should just keep it. They're so rare that you have to keep an eye out on anybody that has it.
That's right. Only if it breaks after a move action and you can quake as well.
Damn it! I was gonna make a joke.
I saved my butt a few times.
Got him.
To be very clear though, they did not have improved movement blocking. It was different.
But they also weren't good, but that's neither here nor there.
Also true. I've heard that from several reputable sources.
That's oh man. You know, I'm you know what, Tyler? I know this episode's going to be super long anyways, but I am proud of your journey with Wales.
Me too.
The ending of it didn't get quite the justice that it deserved. Dice manipulation screwed you over in the end. Q Prime and Trey Lane was the death stake in the coffin. But
hold on, I thought Q Prime wasn't good. When did we decide he was okay?
No, I'm just talking about 2019 Worlds. Tylor only losses on the day were Q Primes.
Well, so I don't think that Q Prime. I've beaten Q Prime a ton. It's not actually that hard for the whales, because I make so many great things. The death in the coffin was Easton. He beat me twice in Nats to get me to top 8, and then twice in Worlds. So Easton was the nail in the coffin on Wales.
I mean, in fairness, you beat him at Worlds one time. That was pretty cool.
That is what people say, but losing 4 times in a row in 2019 was not great.
You know what?
Yeah,
Well,
you beat him for a championship.
See, the thing you guys didn't know about Tylor.
Yeah.
The thing you guys didn't know about Tylor is, as far as like Cincinnatians go, he's like a Hero Clicks legend. So I always have to give props to Tylor, especially on the long car rides. I'm like, yeah, you're doing it right for Cincinnati, bud. Proud to be, your teammate.
Maybe I need to play more local so that I can appreciate me being a legend.
I still like the fact that Tylor won Worlds and nobody cared about his team enough to copy it.
I mean, in fairness, nobody neck-decked Isaac either.
That's because Isaac just threw stuff together.
Well, no, because no. Let's which one? His Nationals or his Worlds team?
Either.
Team that I know.
But I meant Worlds, but also his Nationals.
Well, didn't she get an errata after?
No, so Nats, the team was good continuously. Like the non-theme Shredder was always a good thing, I think. But his Worlds team, Storm became legal.
The Pulse Wave, yeah.
The Pulse Wave that got rid of Groot, got rid of Q Prime, and then yeeted Trey Lane in a lot of scenarios.
I mean, I only stopped playing Q because of Black Widow, but I feel you.
Yeah, but I mean, then Rona happened, right? So it was October, and
that's the last major event of the year.
Yeah, last major event of the year. There was WKOs, I think, in February, and Storm was legal. So like Black Adam was still good, Uni was still good, and they were all calling out Storm. Even in the mirror, Kobik. Well, I mean, like the Easton mirror, Easton lost to him in top 4 that year. Kobik was being able to call out Storm.
I do remember.
I think in general in HeroClix, people only net deck stuff that appears to be like auto win, like super easy to play, like that sort of thing. Like I think net decking doesn't happen if the team requires significant skill.
That is very true. Yeah, that is fair, right?
I can agree to that.
Thanks, Jay.
What? I'm saying what?
No, I'm saying thank you.
Okay, because you sounded sarcastic, and I was like, what
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean it to sound sarcastic.
No, that's why
Just the
people
way I
are.
talk.
Hey, I'll be clear. That's a big props to Tyler, but also very clear when you're thinking about how Daniel plays his teams. Uni Lockjaw, Uni Nighthawk saw a shit ton of play because it was pretty straightforward to pilot, and your boy here can only pilot teams for fucking 14 hours straight if they're straightforward to play. So hell yeah.
Dan just likes big numbers. That's what.
It's also a
Yeah.
credit to Tyler's dice.
Oh, Tyler hates that Azarith. He hates that. He hates that.
To the bell curve that naturally follows dice rolls.
You know what?
Sir.
You know what, Tyler? I remember us the Saturday night of Nationals in 2019 having beers and wings and me telling you that, and you were like, it's just too high a defense, Dan. I just can't do it. She's got a 19 defense, Dan. I can't do it.
That was more that was more the Easton, I think.
And I'm like, Tyler, it's the bell curve. Keep quaking, Tyler.
No. Honestly, it's just because like Easton was one that would just like kill a whale. Like I always moved him up and nobody wanted to kill a whale. He always just killed one whale. And it was so annoying.
Well, you just had it. The mind control was a big thing, right? Like he just didn't have to deal with your retail.
It was the Jean Grey ID call in to kill a whale. It was his always all 4 times was what he did. So he could kill her and then get her off the map with the stupid vooping. Anyway, 54 Spider-Man.
Yeah, so 54 Spider-Man.
I don't know what people are talking about him.
So
we did Superior Spider-Man is not good.
Oh, do we skip him? Oh, we did.
Oops. He is not good, but I would love to have played him in Sealed. Let's keep moving here. 54 Spider-Man is unique, so there's no shenanigans of KOing him, replacing him, and then secret identity and then back into him and then replacing him again. So get those thoughts out of your mind. He is
That's not even the only reason, but sure.
Right, yeah. Yes, thank you, Jay. But he is a damn good secret identity.
For 60 points, that dial's insane.
Batman for close? Like, I think that's, pretty okay.
And I think there was a question with him about, can you not run light objects if you're running him? Because they just put Jonah Jameson on top of your object and then blow it up.
I think that I really like figures that are like overcosted or undercosted but have a downside, and that's what this is pretty much.
Yeah.
Obviously, really really good for the points, but they get changed. I don't.
Wait, Tyler, did we just become best friends? Because that's like also one of my favorite things.
So wait a minute. All right, so whenever Spider-Man an opponent generates a J. Jonah Jameson anywhere on the map. Oh,
and
shit.
J. Jonah Jameson has sidestep and is
Wait a minute. Does the opponent get to have J. Jonah?
Yes.
Yeah. Man. Give me pictures of Spider-Man.
I don't think people realize how bad this is. That's one of the things is he steals your objects, which is really bad. You can also just tie up your piece in the starting area. You just sit him right there. If you have a retail and you put him out there, they can't do anything to him. It's very bad.
He has perplex
to target himself or Spider-Man, family.
Yep.
I think, autonomous destroys your special object is pretty bad.
Right.
I heard that's why Tyler pays 5 points for the Iceberg Lounge.
Yeah, it's not bad. And he's better at it, so.
Yeah, because he just sidestep, picks it up, and throws it at nothing.
Yep.
Right.
He's like, take your Carnage symbiote, fuck your couch.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I do think we found another wielder of the Necro Sword, though.
Yeah.
That's true. because he attacks everybody around him. I like that a lot.
With Giant Reach too.
Ooh,
Well, you can't
wait.
Giant Reach because it says adjacent.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That would have been so cool. Why are you
Actually,
here to ruin our fun, Jay?
Hold on, wait. Doesn't Quake? Hold that thought. Actually, let me just double check something.
Hold the
Well,
phone.
it's not Quake. It's just because he says he
Oh, yeah.
specifies adjacent. So.
Well, because if it's Quake, it works because Quake says no. Giant Reach would work because it says instead of adjacent.
No. Because he's not saying when Spider-Man makes a. Hold on, let me make sure I got this right. Let me
Quake
think
says
about this for
make
a
a
second.
close attack targeting all adjacent opposing characters.
Right.
Giant Reach says, where are you?
It says
When this
when
character
they.
makes a close attack, instead of choosing an adjacent character. Oh, okay, it does work then.
Yeah, it's the same with. It was
Okay, yeah, Quake Giant Reach is just completely changed. Fair enough.
So it works like I thought.
For once in your life, yeah.
Yeah.
That is cool.
I want to give him knockback though. Like knockback everybody's 6. Like that seems nutty. Also, oh no, he shares scientist with Valeria.
Sure does.
Oh man.
So what just gives knockback?
Influence.
Wait, why do you care about knockback?
Knockback
you're gonna pair him with
characters
Valeria?
6 squares.
Wait, why are you knocking him back 6 squares?
Because he's
You
hitting
give him
everybody
6
that close.
damage, and then he knocks back all the 6 squares.
Okay. Sure. I guess you just give him 6 damage.
I
Oh,
mean,
you
it's only a
can't give him
couple
the influence.
fletches.
The J. Jonah Jameson will steal it.
True.
Or block your TK line.
Yeah, I think this guy's good. I think he actually might see play on Spider-Man Family Feud. Just be aware that J. Jonah Jameson drawback precludes him from a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Unless there's just a heavy object that does the thing that you want to do.
Yeah, it's just something you have to be aware of for sure.
Sure. So I tell you what, I only want to mention Doppelganger in this sense. Doppelganger, Shriek, and Fast Forces Penguin and Golden Age.
Oh my god. Can we just ban the Fast Forces Penguin? He breaks
He's
so
right. Yeah, because it says whenever he's within 4 squares of Shriek, he removes an action token. But it was something else that when he hits, right?
I got a clue. I don't even know what this guy does.
No, hold on. No, it's just Doppelganger and Shriek. No, maybe you don't have to have the penguin. No, yeah. So if you get based, the maximum carnage thing counts.
Oh no.
For Fast Forces Penguin.
Oh no.
So if you get based, a Doppelganger just attacks Penguin or any of the maximum carnage dudes.
At least this one's per turn. So
it's just for you might want to read it out.
Yeah, once per turn when Doppelganger hits, after resolutions deal 1 penetrating damage to 2 opposing characters that weren't hit but were adjacent to a hit character. So if they're adjacent to Fast Forces Penguin, you attack the Penguin and you hit, you just deal them 1 penetrating damage for a free attack on a friendly character.
There's probably a team with that, and what's the generic one of those? Carnage, whatever. Carnage minion. So you just carry all of those up and do 8 penetrating damage.
I mean, you could also theoretically, you could just do it in Modern if you play him with give him mind control and play it with play him with that Jean Grey.
Yeah, but
it's not good and it's half of a team, but you can do it.
Okay, yes, I agree with that statement.
Right.
All right.
So
not good enough, right?
Right. Absolute Carnage, probably not good enough.
You've already talked about him more than he deserves.
That's right. So rares. So I think let's talk about CUR. And there's a lot of autonomous shit going on. By the way, Maya Elga asked about Null and Absolute Carnage. McConnell asked about Secret Identity. Scott, you asked about theme teams. And Richard, I think on your question on hidden value, we're just kind of talking about that in general. And Matthew Groenheid asked about 1776. And then Nicholas Strife, we're going to get to Mary Jane here in a few minutes, I hope. And then Michael Fitzpatrick had an interesting question of explain why Bat Prime and Black Marvel will still be tier 0 regardless of the Spider Chases keyword. We've talked about that.
Heck is Black Marvel.
Black
Widow, Captain Marvel.
There's also more to the Batman question with CUR, but
yes, I agree. So, and then I'm just trying to get everybody answered because we had a ton of questions. Jason Lambidera, we talked about Venom group. By the way, how many Venom groups do you think you need to own?
2.
I would say 3.
Jason?
To be determined.
Yep.
Right now, you don't have to own any because rules doesn't require them. So
Actually, sorry, it's actually 1 because if you think that he's not getting errated, I mean he could not get errated, but
I would definitely say wait to buy him because I don't know.
Yeah, I mean you don't have to have them for World, so
yeah, that's true.
To be
Now's the time to
determined.
sell, right?
That's right. So, and again, like ACM, Aaron Constantine, Morgan asked about it, Scott asked about it, and several other folks asked about theme. And I'm just going to say very quickly within 2 seconds, if theme's a trap, unless your theme works together, and if your theme is to combat one pillar of the now square, and it loses to the other 2 pillars or 3 pillars of the square, it's not worth doing. Like, for example, Colin Bell asked, does Vulture keep Wendigo Mole Man swarms from being viable? Yes, but also, and now our square, 1776, prevents Mole Man Wendigo swarms from being viable.
Also kind of Batman, too.
Yeah, I agree. If you win map against it, you're done.
Yeah.
So I think that answers everyone's questions. We appreciate all your questions. We're going to answer some more of these questions in details as we round out the set review. But Edward K., thank you for your question. And Josh Parlin, your question is going to be answered in later episodes as we head into Worlds. So I don't think I forgot anybody. Joe Pangrazio asked about Spot, which we're getting ready to do. So rares. Spider Carnage. Meh.
He's got triple flurry with Battle Fury Precision Strike, but yeah, he's meh. It's 40 points.
I thought the set was weird with the distribution. I thought there was only 1 rare in the set.
That is true.
It is really crazy that this is not good enough. He's 40 points with triple flurry, and he gets through shape change super senses. It's crazy, but he's not.
He's not defensive enough for 40 points. Super Senses 17 is not good enough.
That's definitely fair.
And shape change, but even so.
Oh wait, man, he's got shape change super sense. He's 5 clicks. He's 40 points. Ah. Okay.
Right, but he's also, 1 Batman away or 1 crit miss away from just losing.
I 100% agree he's not good enough. I just hate that he's not good enough.
I agree.
That is a very valid sentiment in this game in general these days.
Yeah.
All right. Scorn, not good enough. 80. She's 85 points.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Oh my gosh! Get out of here.
She's got double outwit.
Man, we're talking on her for longer than I thought we were.
I just like to mention every piece, right? Because we also appreciate casual players as well here. Shriek.
I think Shriek's pretty good.
Really?
Shuts off super senses for the entire turn.
Yeah, but there's an autonomous 25-point piece that can do that. Like further up.
She's
Um,
a nice little attacker. I don't know. She's fine for your casual. She's like
Situational
less than
both
half
ways.
of the cost of the other one. So
Yeah, for sure.
but the problem is that she gets vultured. She has no other rollouts. It's hard to get off an alpha with her on theme.
Yeah, she's just a casual. She's a good casual piece.
Yeah.
Maximum. If you're playing Maximum Carnage, you should probably play.
she doesn't do anything you want.
That's right. Rare Prime Scream is not good enough beyond Captain Venom.
I don't even think she's good.
Yeah.
She has support is free.
Not even top dial though.
Yeah.
It's
Oh wow, I
not-
just realized that.
Yeah.
Rare.
Agent Anti-Venom has support as free too, though.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. That's not good enough either. Rare Scream is kind of a bland dial. What were you going to say, Tyler?
I thought that we had already passed over Scream. It was on.
There's a rare Prime and then a rare version of her.
Yeah. I just
Is there, though?
Don't care about her.
Right. Iron Spider with the Waldo arms is not quite good enough. And I miss.
Two characters.
You missed Carrie. You skipped Carrion on purpose. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
Agent Anti-Venom.
All right, so White Rabbit is a POG generator, so it's at least worth talking about. Is the POG good enough for Jason?
No.
I'm not
better than
identifying that with
Chewie.
an answer.
It's not even close.
All right, so Spot does something that is game breaking, so it's at least worth a couple of minutes here to talk about Spot.
Spot's gonna see play, even if it's not good enough. People like him enough that he's gonna see play, and it might be
Right.
good enough. But
So he's able to make he's got a better giant reach.
Yeah.
So if he misses, so like in regards to the square of things, he can move 5 squares for free.
Well,
He can-
it's modifiable though. But yeah.
yeah, so he can move 8 squares for free.
I just by himself, right?
Yeah, sure.
Just by himself with a TK and then a free phase and then Sinister Syndicate shenanigans for his attack value, perplexes on damage. It's how I think where he can make a lot of sense is against the Shifting Widow matchup.
Yes.
Can I just say this is the only time anybody's ever going to say this, but he actually shares Magia with Vulture.
Oh, sure.
Ooh.
Yeah, he does.
That
Damn
was
it,
that
Jay.
was more of a joke than anything, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So there is relevancy, I think, with Hydra. Maybe guys. I'm reaching a little bit, and maybe it's
Scientist might be better.
Big scientist, yeah.
yeah. Scientist is definitely
Are
better.
you telling me he's not going to be on Worlds' MODOK's 11 team?
So Scientist, you get Penny, who you get triple perplexes attack for his flurry. That's good.
You also have Valeria Richards for +2
Yeah,
perplex.
that's fair.
Oh,
+2 damage.
And she can pick
She
TK.
cannot +2 damage.
No,
Wait a
she can plus
minute.
everything else.
Also,
So-
Clarifin
so-
for sidestep as well.
so Spot can use his flurry 4 squares away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't even need line of fire. Like
Yeah, it's just
The
you just
line-
go through
the-
walls.
The line of fire is the key part against Shifting Widow for sure.
on, or just like on Ancient Hold, he can just flurry through walls or barrier. Like this guy beats barrier tech because he just punches you.
Right. But is he good enough to be considered?
I think you get
Yeah.
him for your toolbox figure.
So I think that whether or not he's good enough to be considered, people are already considering him. So he's gonna see play.
Do you think
Yeah.
that he magically makes barrier tech hold up teams go away?
No.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
If he gets popular, he would. Barrier teams can't beat this.
I tell you what, I'm going to say this, a gentleman's bet. I have a crisp $1 bill if Spot, for the winner of Rock Worlds if they win with Spot on their team.
Okay. I don't know if we'll win. Can we do like top 16?
No.
Oh.
Not.
I was gonna say top.
No,
I was gonna say
Tyler,
top
if you're not
four or
first, you're
top
last.
eight.
Yeah, Ricky Bobby, son.
All right.
I'll give them top 4.
There's I mean, he does things that are really good. He's got a better version of Charge. He's got a better version of Giant Reach. He's got Flurry. He's got a Wit.
Punishes missed close attacks.
Which seems like, again, a negative to me, but that's just me.
No, he deals.
No.
Yeah, he
If
punishes
they miss
people
him,
missing
they deal him. He deals them a damage.
Right. So if I attack you and miss, then I get to retail on you.
And then if that retail misses, they die.
That is very true.
Except that all of the.
It's one-
retail-
it's
Oh
one
no, it does
damage,
one
not-
damage, not one penetrate. Damn it. No, he's scientist. You have Valeria. You're fine.
She's,
Not wrong.
but yeah, I think he'll definitely see play. Just be aware of what he does.
Yeah. Jack-o'-lantern's not good enough. Maybe as a secret identity. Hobgoblin's not quite good enough.
He's the best goblin, though, for sure.
Oh yeah, he's for sure. Iron Patriot. I am very happy as a fan of comic books that we have Norman Osborn back in the Iron Patriot suit. And my big complaint about all of the Iron Man movies, my only singular complaint is that they ruined the Iron Patriot armor by giving that abomination of a suit to Rhodey when he should have had War Machine, and he was fine as War Machine. And now we'll miss out on the opportunity for the rest of the MCU to have Norman Osborn in the Iron Patriot suit as he should have been. But damn it, I'm glad he's back in Hero Quest. There's my rant for the evening.
Okay.
I think he's really good as a secret identity.
Yeah, he's a good secret.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I don't think you're playing the guy that he turns from. So.
What do you mean? Mastermind is everywhere. No? Okay, fine.
I mean, Batman has it.
So Marvella.
Oh man.
So the only
I mean,
character
you're gonna have a map bonus that gives out Mastermind. too.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
the only
Marvella.
rare in the set, right?
So Marvella. I mean, Jay mentioned this before. It's like the only figure that doesn't need like somebody to talk about, but like the cost of a 3-click character granting standard powers that are good.
I think Marvella like sort of like breaks the mold and sets a new bar for the point system. Like,
Yep.
like it's based on what has been in the past. She is like an insane value figure. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say she has barrier for 15 points, and then she has like 5 other things.
yeah, like really good things. Like insane thing.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Right. So like 15 points for a sidestep equipper. Value.
Yep.
15
Okay.
points for an empower.
Value.
Mm-hmm.
15 points for a taxi.
Value.
She's sidestepping Tapsy.
Yeah.
15
Wild
points.
card.
And even if she has a
Wild
token,
card.
she can get Underworld. So yeah.
Yep.
Value.
In cap. Yeah.
Yeah, value.
15 points for barrier.
Super
That's-
value.
That's
Yeah.
like it just this piece doesn't make sense to me.
All right. And then on top of all of that, Daredevil, Baby Dolls, Marvella on a Spider-Man family keyword team. Let's go.
And we have a whole wave of WWE coming.
Put all them WWE figures on there. Let's go.
Yeah, this piece breaks
Macho
my
Man.
brain. I can't understand.
Stone Cold and
with-
The Rock.
I remember
This-
when Jay and I were talking. He's like, "This is the cheapest standard barrier figure they have ever made."
by far,
Yeah.
right by half.
Yeah.
And she's better than the other ones
Mhm.
by a mile. This piece makes me lose faith in WizKids as a design company.
And also,
I don't understand it.
the fact that it's so cheap and it's so themable, like, if your opponent is not prepared for this,
Yep.
this is like basically Daniel's wet dream figure, right? Like, it goes so super theme.
Did we mention that she has Spider-Man family? The most relevant keyword in this after the set comes out?
It's not even just that she has Spider-Man family; it's that she gives other people Spider-Man family.
Right.
For 15, if you pick 2 of the 7 things she does, it's worth 15 points.
Yep.
And then you add 5 more things. It just doesn't.
Oh,
make
and
sense.
she's not unique.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous, right? I mean, I'm a big fan of the barrier. Like for me, like I'm a big fan of high theme barrier, right? That's sort of my, I don't know, tier, my personal like teams Daniel will play a badass tempo. I don't know, something that makes your opponent not be able to play the game. Actually, you know what? That's probably number 1. If I can make my opponent not play the game, that's number 1.
The fun foul teams.
Barriers
Yeah.
seem to fit in there.
Yeah, barriers in there, but I think I would play a badass tent pole over barrier because of the ability to play it for 14 hours straight. And then you've got the barrier team, right? I've had a lot of success with that in the past, and yeah, sign me the frig up, dude.
This piece very easily fits on Scott's team because that team is basically I know it's a Vulture team, but it's a barrier team.
Yep.
It's 15 points.
It's not like she's as good of a taxi for the same points as Kite Man, but like, come on.
Yeah, compare her to Kite Man.
And then let's also talk about like Scott's team. Like everyone's like, oh man, I'm just going to shape change out of Vulture. Well, you've got Necro Sword, and for like for 15 points and a power action, you also have the Star Labs scientist lady.
Yeah.
Well, he's a dude. That's it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
I was talking to Emily, who played like that kind of team, and we were just trying to figure out what do we shave here to get Marvella in here. That was just like the thought, right? So.
Yep. I agree.
Also, mobile barrier.
Yeah, sidestep barriers. Having sidestep with barrier is vital.
That allows you to advance to a win condition.
Right.
Have we also still not even mentioned the wild card?
No,
I mentioned it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Let's be glad that she's not autonomous.
Yeah.
She's
No,
dead,
we're getting to the other version of her that's autonomous that's also dead.
Yeah.
Right. Ghost Spider, probably not relevant. You know, Mysterio comes with his illusion generator, and his scientist and his celebrity.
I think he's more relevant off the secret identity than he is main force.
Yep.
I kind of wish.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad that you. I mean, you can, but it's sad that you can't equip this guy with Nightbringer because then he just gets free Mind Controller and cap. But
Wait, did we get what is his name? We got Daniel Beckhart, whoever the hell that is. We didn't get Quentin Beck.
We did not get a Quentin Beck.
That is really insulting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so the Green Goblin's not quite good enough.
Oh.
So that puts us into the uncommons.
Well, Green Goblin and Ghost Spider have the equipment. That is important.
Yeah. He will.
Ghost Spider comes with the watch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's not a great attacker.
No.
5 and 5 is not good enough. Green Goblin is just meh.
Okay, Rob.
So let's see. We've got Molten Man up next as we go into the uncommons. No. She Venom, meh.
Secret Identity for Mary Jane, and Mary Jane is like top 5 though. So.
But it's not even. You pick the other one most of the time.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You guys are
the
gonna have to.
rollouts. It's
You guys
not
are gonna
nothing.
have to. You guys are gonna have to fill me in when we get to Mary Jane because I haven't got there yet. So.
Oh, you are in for a treat.
Yeah, we're getting there.
All right, let's just keep going, guys. Let's keep going until we get there. Prime Riot. Man.
We do Agent Venom. I think Agent
Secret
Venom is
Identity,
relevant off
that's
Secret
about it.
Identity for.
Yeah, he's a good secret identity for Flash.
Yeah, he is for
Gotcha.
sure.
Okay. Prime Riot, man. Regular Riot.
He's close. I think he's close.
Really?
I don't know. I feel like Quake tokens, like, I don't know. Like, he's not, like, I don't know. He's, like, almost there. I don't know.
Okay. That's fair.
Well, then certainly the Riot is not quite there. So Daniel Beckhart is our first autonomous
scientist man. Yeah.
Autonomous scientist man. Here we go. All right. So, who can he turn into?
A Mysterio and
Mysterio and Jack-O-Lantern. Yeah.
All right.
So
So
Mysterio.
Mysterio.
And he shuts off stealth within 4 squares.
Okay, that's not a free action. He can just do it.
He just does it.
Okay.
Autonomous Smoke Cloud is not nothing.
And Perplex.
Autonomous Smoke Cloud is not nothing. That is very true. And you have Perplex. See, this is what a reasonable support piece is. This is what it is. This is a good piece. This is not Marvella. I don't understand why. It doesn't make sense to me. He's probably good enough to see play on certain scientist teams. He's pseudo point denial because you do have to hit him twice. You would score 25 or 50 points then, but it's something.
All right, so I'm beginning to get the feel on this autonomous thing, right? You're going to have to tell me that Smoke Cloud is good finally, but I guess
Smoke Cloud has always been good when you didn't have to pay for it.
That's true. All right, so Jason Masondale is also an autonomous fella. Who can he turn into?
Jack-O-Lantern, Hobgoblin, and Demogoblin.
So nothing good.
So that all sounds bad. So you're talking about a sidestep stealth RCE piece. 11 attack, 1 damage is nothing to sneeze at.
And shuts off.
He's worse than Serpent Punisher.
Yes. Is that still legal?
No.
No, it isn't, but it's still, I think it's a reasonable one in comparison.
Yeah, that's true. Flash Thompson. Ooh, okay.
I think
all
Flash is pretty good.
He's really good.
He's my favorite autonomous beast that's not Mary Jane.
Okay, so who can he turn into?
Agent Venom.
Venom or Anti-Venom.
Agent Venoms is...
Yeah.
Agent Venom and Agent Anti-Venom, yep.
Agent Venom comes in 11 attack, flurry, blades, and Battle Fury. So.
And this guy, he is 35, but he does have willpower, close combat expert, and poison. And they can't use shape change.
And he also has plasticity shape change.
He's like a great autonomous tie-up piece that you can't ignore, but you also want to ignore.
Yep.
Right, because he can yeet out a Venom at you.
Yeah, no matter what, he's going to annoy you in some way. Either he's attacking or he's poisoning, and also Secret Identity. Like, there's always something going on.
All right, so he's also Avengers, Shield, Soldier, and Spider-Man family. So those are nothing to sneeze at as well from a semi-value add point filler on those teams.
Yeah, autonomously dealing 4 damage is good.
Yep.
Except when you're within 6 squares of 1776.
Then you're just not autonomous anymore.
All right, dealing 4 damage is good.
Right, even if 1776 got errated, I don't think that they would change the within 6 squares thing.
Yeah, I think they would just change it to a unique modifier on the
Right, so that is something to be aware of at all times. So all right, so we've got holy crap, how many autonomous pieces are there in this set?
It's like half of the set.
Oh shit! Well, I'll tell you what, guys, I have not looked at these, so I am appreciating your guys' prior research into these pieces. So Gwen Stacy can turn into
Ghost Spider, so irrelevant, but her trait that she shuts off super senses is good.
Not bad. Oh, and an autonomous charge exploit piece is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
I think she's aggressively medium. I don't know. The trait, I don't know if it's worth it.
Too.
And she
Hold
has
on.
Spider-Man family, or Spider-Man capability.
I am writing that down, Jake, because I do not want to forget that tomorrow.
Aggressively mediocre.
No, he said aggressively medium.
Yeah, medium is an Adam Friedman word.
Ah.
I'm seriously writing that down. Aggressively, because I don't want to forget.
That's fair.
Medium.
She's definitely not bad.
I figured that from Adam.
So
I wish more that she was a comic one and she like did something when she died. I don't know.
Also
I just
got
don't
celebrity.
Yeah, but she already has Spider-Man family.
I know.
She's like, okay, she's only the 50th best thing and the biggest keyword in the game. Like,
yeah. All right, Norman Osborn, Green Goblin, Iron Patriot, Red Goblin, 40 points. Never mind.
Right.
Let's move it along. Bombshell is not autonomous, but she's 5 clicks for 60.
I think she's cool because she has that she has a synergy with the other Bombshell.
They have a cool gimmick, but it's probably not good enough.
Wait a minute.
This is probably decent for sealed.
If she's within 3 squares of the other Bombshell, she can use Pulse Wave, which means she has to Pulse Wave her buddy.
No. They're within 3. They both get capital protected, and they're protected Pulse Wave.
They have the Chase Black Panther protected Pulse Wave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They can just stand next to each other and Pulse Wave view twice, but it's cool, but it's just not.
And then she has Running Shot. When she knocks back characters, she can move X squares, where X is the highest number of squares knocked back.
Isn't that
kind of like bounce back? Like,
isn't that aggressively small?
Yeah,
probably.
It's meh.
I said she was cool.
It's definitely not aggressively medium.
She's cool.
All right, so Hammerhead.
It's not.
This is such an awesome trade on such a forgettable piece.
Yeah. Wait, what's this trade? The charge?
Giving Sinister Syndicate improvement with blocking.
Oh, true. That's true. Maybe that's relevant for the 30 points. So it's keep an eye out on it.
Still Serpent.
No, he's not good.
Meh.
Still Serpent. Meh.
But Azarith, he has martial artist. You have to love him.
He has Kunlun too.
And Mystical.
Oh man! All right, this guy's my favorite piece of the set.
Venom Doctor Strange.
Deathlock. I'm very sad that the Deathlock is not that great.
Why does he have Dial Invincible?
Hey, what if Danger Magneto, but worse in every way?
Yeah.
I agree all that. He's blah, 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 blah. This is a really cool thematic trait. This is so cool. He has to roll his leadership to break away from a mind control thing. I think that's super cool. He's overcoming it with his willpower or whatever.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah, I like it a lot. But he's just meh.
American Son.
Secret Identities.
Identity, Harry Osborn.
He's
not
okay.
Not good enough.
His traits
Prowler? No.
Secret Identity, maybe.
Not even then.
Demon Goblin, nah.
No.
Spider-Man.
What does the new Ultimate Team ability do for Spider-Man?
Avengers Initiative.
Yeah.
Neat.
That's what I was before as well.
Mm-hmm. And it is copyable. He's pretty cool. When he moves and moves 5 or less, he can just in-cap his range. But it targets everybody within range, so it's cool.
And line of fire.
With a watch.
Range and line of fire, yeah. Plus he has some stealth, but
and he gets the watch.
He is a very good, fun, casual piece.
Ooh, okay, so you guys are getting me here now. Aaron Davis, Magia, Autonomous Perplex.
Yep.
I don't think Autonomous Perplex matters.
What I'm saying, he themes
world.
Autonomous Perplex matters when you're playing against Con Question and literally never else.
He's an autonomous underworld character.
That's true, and he also themes with Vulture.
Sure does. We are finally getting the reason that Vulture was taken off the watch list. He's getting the Maggia theme team.
Yeah.
So Peter Parker, autonomous in cap for 35 with Prob.
He's close. I think if he was like 25.
Yeah.
Scientist and Avengers keyword. I think he might be good.
Spider-Man TA.
Yeah. Also, with all of these things, you basically have to realize that autonomous is a standard character, so it's equipable. So, like, you equip this guy with a spin ring, he's an autonomous TKer, right? Like, that's really good. With Zero, he's an autonomous barrier piece. So I think he might be good enough.
I want to like him though, but I just can't see it for the points.
That is very true. Like I'm seeing, like Eddie Brock here is coming up next. He's an autonomous equipper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With
35
also
points.
RCE with plasticity shape change.
And precision strike.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he's okay. I just Flash Thompson's
he can
better.
turn into the prime Venom that we're getting to.
Yeah.
That is
the
very
absolute Venom.
Yeah, I just as a piece, I think Flash Thompson's better, but Eddie Brock's still good.
So
Mary Jane Watson.
All right, guys. So I'm going to help.
Holy crap!
Oh boy!
I'm going to help think about. I'm going to break this down and see if what I can get from it. Okay, and you guys fill in the gaps for me. All right, Mary Jane Watson's 15 points. Spider-Man team ability. All right, that's pretty damn good. Sidestep, autonomous equipper with shape change and ESD. That's pretty damn good defensively. She brings a lot to the team. She can turn into Iron Man, Marvella, and She-Venom. That's decent as hell.
Yep.
All right, so need a distraction tiger? Don't forget you're married to a movie star. If no friendly bystander characters named Paparazzi are on the map, roll a d6, generate the number of paparazzi bystanders equal to half the result in unoccupied squares within 4 squares. So paparazzi does autonomous, sidestep, in cap. Okay. What the hell?
You Lady Gaga paparazzi.
Yeah.
And it's within 4 squares. It's not even line of fire.
Yep.
No, it's not line of fire.
And it doesn't need to be adjacent to her, like that I originally thought when I read it.
And they have 2 range for the troublemaker utility.
Yeah.
Yep.
Autonomous is standard characters, yeah, okay.
Autonomous 10 attack in cappers.
She's very good with Proteus for 25 points, because you just like infinite barriers. I don't know why.
Because he checks for standard characters, so the Pogs wouldn't count.
Oh, Pogs, you're right. I don't know why she's harder to hit than 80% of this set. As Mary Jane, that doesn't make sense to me. Why is she? Yeah, why is she at 19 from range with shape change? That doesn't make. You give her the scrawl team ability. She's 4 through 6 shape change. I don't.
It's called acting.
Yeah,
you're not wrong. And that's like she's obviously very good, and like there's meta implications with the things because it lets you get trouble alerts and troublemakers out super easy. It's a great tie-up piece. You can just carry her around and it's fine. She's good for theme team probs, things like that. My favorite thing about her is how, like, I always loved Mary Jane as a character, and it's so cool how thematic this thing is. It's perfect. It's the perfect power. That's like she does this in the comic books. It makes so much sense how the paparazzis are autonomous. But I just love this piece.
I think the real thing is something that I was thinking about is Mary Jane, Spider Hammer Eye, Duke Thomas.
13
attack paparazzis.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
And wait a minute, so.
No, hold on. Is Duke Thomas? Please don't tell me he's.
No. Duke Thomas is a martial artist. Yeah.
Redeemable Duke Thomas. I quit the game. I'm done. I'm hanging up.
Right, and then so like. Just from like mine and Azarith's standpoint, she also has Stark Industries.
Yeah, she does.
Mhm.
So Arnold Stark, Earth X Iron Man.
I mean, she can turn into Iron Man.
So for 15 points, autonomous shield power actions.
Right.
Yeah.
That'll work good.
Sure is.
Oh my gosh, what the?
Yeah, so I got in the whole thing with Michael Fitzpatrick. Basically, when you play Batman on these teams, you give up fates, but you just get that instead. So, like,
Right.
I don't know.
Because you play Hammer Eye, Batman.
Right. But
You don't need
play-
Hammer Eye. You play Miles
brings in
West.
the 15-point shield agent.
Oh.
Yep.
That.
Are you okay?
I'm not okay, guys.
Dan can only get so hard, guys.
What part of that broke you?
Well-
the steam's coming out of the ears right now.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, she's real good. And she's
So
not
wait-
even the best 15-point piece in the set.
Wait a minute. Mary Jane. So how do you bring in Batman here?
Hammer Eye
Miles
brings in
West.
Batman
Or-
Miles.
No,
Miles.
Miles West.
Or
And
Miles.
then 1776 brings in the 15-point shield agent from Captain America. And then you just have all the shield in the world and then autonomous shield power actions for Batman instead of fates.
There's probably a team there. I'm not sure if it's better than Justice League or Avengers Batman, but maybe it is. Because you don't have to. You're not limited to one keyword, so that there's so many possibilities. All
Let's
right.
just be glad she doesn't have Avengers.
Yeah, that'd be nuts.
But now, oh
She
boy,
can be an Avenger.
I think the
Steve
problem.
Rogers.
I think the issue comes in that if you want to spam her or create paparazzis, Vulture's still a very big corner of the square to think about.
So you can't. It is for sure. I agree, but just to be clear, you can't like run two of these and then make two sets of paparazzis.
Correct.
Because you can only do it once because it says if no friendly characters named paparazzi are on the map.
On the board, yeah.
I'm forgetting, Tyler, that she can even do paparazzis. I don't even care.
Okay, fair
That's
enough.
also just
Also,
That's
yeah,
one of the best part
yeah.
about her.
Vulture struggles against Barrier, and what was the best rare in the set?
Marvel.
Marbella.
Carrion.
Yeah.
And also,
Carrion,
she's
Tyler.
not easy to
Yeah.
kill. Like if you
Yeah.
want her to survive, she turns into Marvella's a really good secret identity as well.
Yep.
Or
Iron
you just
Man's
say
also not
screw
bad.
it, you just let her die. Yeah.
I like Iron Man for sure. But yeah, she's real good.
And also just good luck killing her. Like
Yeah, she's
commit
like-
2 outwits her.
She's like in the top 20% of hardest pieces to hit in the set, and then when you hit her, she doesn't even give out points if you don't want her to.
Do the secret identities have to be on the sideline?
Yeah,
Yes.
replace them too. Yeah.
Okay.
So that you gotta base that with stuff. Yeah. So all right, set review over,
Harry
guys.
Harry Osborn?
Yeah, Harry Osborn, not as good as Mary Jane.
It's true. 11 attack with support though, and autonomous support.
Yeah.
Toxin, not quite
So-
there.
Just wait, Toxin is so good. Like,
Eddie Brock, secret identity, yeah.
Well, he just like plasticity shape change, 20 from close. He can move 9 squares and then make an attack for free. He's 50 points. He's 6 clicks long with good stats the whole dial.
No willpower.
No stealth, no willpower.
And it's the same thing. I agree.
Tyler,
he's not
it's
good enough.
Tyler, it's a how is this not good enough?
Yes, that's what it
Good
is. Because
as a secret identity.
look at that 50-point dial, and that's not good enough.
No,
yeah, base
because,
you with 18 reflexes and shape change plasticity. Yeah.
I mean, maybe in 2010 that'd have been good enough.
No. 2 years ago, look, this would have been good enough.
Living in the past, old man.
Carnage
Times
Canyon?
change.
XXS has been out longer than 2 years, so sorry, it doesn't work either. like 3 years ago, it may have been good enough.
It's crazy.
You know what? No, Tyler, it hasn't been good since Nick Fury released, because we would have said, oh, Nighthawk Prime just makes that an 18 instead of just a 20.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. Carnage Minion is cool, but it's not.
He's not as good as a Moloid.
How many Carnage minions do you need?
He's better than a Mole. I don't think you need any.
I don't think you need any now.
They are only good if you play Absolute Carnage and he brings them in.
Right.
I mean, if you want to play
Well, they're
Absolute
not
Carnage,
good.
you can also wait. You could also just concede if you want. Like, that's a thing.
That's totally legal play.
Tombstone, meh.
This would have to be like 30 points.
15 apparently is the new barometer. Yeah.
I'm glad they made a Tombstone, and he's pretty cool for what he is.
Yeah.
I wish he would have been a little bit beefier on the defense.
What?
I mean,
reduce
what more do you want?
I just want a higher number. 17 is just seems low for somebody whose whole
You
thing
ever try to
is
hit
defense.
a tombstone? They don't move.
Yeah. He can
so you'd
damage.
think that they would be stronger than the 17, right?
Well, I think it's more like you
Easy
can
to hit, hard to damage.
Yeah, that's the problem, though. And that's been the design problem for a long time. At least this one has protected outwit, but you used to have those tentpole Supermans with low defense and impervious, and you're just like, oh, I'm going to outwit that.
Yeah, I think it makes sense on this guy where like it because he gets punched all the time, he just doesn't take damage from it.
That's right.
So I think
so this one has the other. This is the other bombshell that reflects. Yeah.
It's the same thing pretty much.
Good for her. Deathlock.
Deathlock.
Damn it.
I actually like this Deathlock better.
I do, but choosing a standard damage power should not cost this much.
No, this guy is.
It's like they said we're gonna overcost it because it's a common.
Right.
It's at least 25 points overcosted.
But
Mary
yeah,
Jane-
has traded regen.
Wait a minute.
That's true.
Mary
I
Jane
forgot
Watson's a common.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah,
I mean, like I realize that I'm just catching up with probably the majority of our viewers on Mary Jane Watson.
Yeah.
And the majority of you guys here on the podcast, but like...
It's happening live now.
Yeah, tell me about it. Prime Venom...
I think Prime Venom's very good as a secret identity.
Yeah, he's pretty decent.
Yeah.
I agree. Plastic Booby, Shape Change, Big Time Charge.
Stop quick.
That's on his main dial, so that's not quite worth it.
Not secret identity.
But Charge Blades.
Common Venom... meh.
Cool.
Not as good as Prime Venom.
The very thematic lethal protector I like a lot. Yeah, he's a fun casual piece. They've done a lot very, very thematic traits in this set that make sense for the character and are super fun. I like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Right. So like again, I'll make this note that I've talked about. Some of these pieces are not good enough for meta, but too strong for casual.
Yeah, they're like in the middle.
Like
Classic Dan Powell problem.
I mean, I guess, right?
They don't make the cut.
Because here's and you know what? Since you brought it up, Jay, that is the classic Dan Powell problem, and the arms race for Daniel Powell in casual is a problem, because like I don't want to have to come to a casual night and deal with fucking Venoms and Spider-Mans being like 4 through 6 shape change, 4 through 6 super senses, tee hee hee, you can't hit me. I'm like, all right, well, here comes freaking God Doom, Ultra Chase Thanos, and Unimind with 7 damage pulse waves. Eat that, spider bitch.
I remember.
Right? Like,
Why's it gotta be a bitch though?
I mean, that's my problem. Like, who wants to have a casual night where it's like, ha ha ha, I'm rolling out of everything with my little low commons? No.
I think, Dan, can you look up real quick on your computer what the definition of casual is? I don't know if we know what it means.
I have a local guy who used to bring Unimind to our casual events every week.
He's perfectly fine for casual.
I mean, he was when I showed up.
I'm not even gonna start.
Yeah,
on this.
I know, right?
He wasn't good at Unimind, so I beat him.
There's no good answer here because like I feel that like casual is a very fine line for a lot of people.
It is.
And I do not find fun pieces rolling out of everything like tee hee hee. I do not find that fun. That makes me
You
want
want to hit?
That makes me want to. That makes
Dan,
me
you
want to
just gotta
like.
get good. Dan, all you need to do is just get good and be good enough to beat Jeremiah. That's all you gotta do.
Right.
There are
Right.
casual pulse wave pieces. They
There,
exist.
there wasn't one Spider-Man in this set that had 4 through 6 super senses. Just so
You
Yeah.
know what? When it comes out to casual, though, you're like, all right, I'm gonna pull out PS4 Spider-Man, and I'm gonna
Heal
go ahead.
every turn.
I'm gonna pull out this other little Spider-Man that has it.
Just play
And
man.
but
I don't get where you're coming up with this with the shit you have done over the years in casual games. How in the fuck do you get to complain about that?
Oh shit!
I'm not
The
complaining
gauntlet's
about it.
thrown.
Here, that's the
Did this
thing.
just turn into
Yes,
a
you
different
are.
podcast?
That's the definition of complaining about it.
No. That's what. You know what? No, complaining means that you don't do something about it. I do something about it by bringing nuclear missiles to casual.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think you're confusing Golden Age for Bronze Age competitive.
I'm glad that Dan's finger's not on the button, because if somebody threw a stick at us, he'd press it. Like,
Yeah.
All right, so Black Widow. We on to Black
This
Widow.
is one of the best traits on one of like why I'm never playing this.
what?
Way too overcosted for just
The reroll super senses, like another one of those, but it's like she's way too many points.
Who are we talking about? Black Widow?
Black
Widow.
Widow. Once
Yeah,
per turn,
no.
you may re-roll a friendly character's super senses roll or shape change roll if that character is within range and line of fire.
Oh, just real quick. Obviously, this is trash. Don't even bother with this.
Um,
Is Spiderling reconsidered now, or are we just still ignoring
I think
her?
she's always been fine. Like she's always been
Mhm.
like there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
I mean,
never,
she's usable for sure.
ever. She's never, ever been played. I'm just curious if this brings her out at all.
It could.
It could.
Good, yeah.
It's fair.
Black Cat.
Black Cat.
Super
Not
Forty
autonomous, so
points.
not good.
40 points, Felicia Hardy.
Again, why does she have the ruler keyword?
And no
Oh,
other ones.
She kind of started like her own like criminal empire. That's
She
why.
does get a named keyword
Right.
of any other character on your force.
Which is super cool. She's very thematic. Traits and stuff. Very, very fun casual piece. She won't see meta play, but it's again like they're really getting very thematic with their powers. It's super cool.
Oh, so you're saying Black Cat can become an Eternal?
Yeah.
You sure can.
Yes.
That's casual, fellas.
All right.
Does that work?
And
Oh, no.
you're getting
On
yourself
the
into trouble
Prowler.
here.
On to Prowler.
It's
That's
nobody's gonna play that in a casual game. You don't
That's a-
understand why that is.
Jason, you have to. You should have given up on this like 2 years ago.
I did. I roll with it.
Give up on it when it keeps happening every week.
You know what? To be fair, though, I'm not the only one in our local venue that doesn't know what the definition of casual is.
You know why they don't?
Because of you.
Because of you.
man.
No.
On
No.
to Prowler.
I'm not going to just roll over on that one because the first night that I messaged Jason a team, so there was a time during Age of Ultron that I brought Exodia and his shield agents. It was 600 points.
That's cool.
I like
And
Exodia.
yeah, so like Exodia was 15 range, 15 attack, 6 damage or 8 damage or whatever the hell he did. And
Can't move
that's
for like a billion turns.
yeah, that same night though, someone was playing like freaking Necron, and then someone was playing all of the Trinity War super rares together. So they all had all of their team abilities, which is what I lost to that night. Casual at Big Bang in Owensboro is a freaking WKO practice every.
I think also after you breach like the 400-point mark, nothing is truly casual.
Yeah, that was a big game.
I had one of those stories where I played Casey Green Lantern. Literally, I played him a lot at 30. Like, I loved him at 30. I played him at the 20, at the full points for the 20 JSA literally one time with JSA, and I felt bad. But then somebody brought like 3 shifting focus Supermans, so everybody on their team was a 21. I was like, well, I am not the worst person here.
Cool.
Right. All right, Prowler.
No.
Meh. All right, so
Prowlers.
Iron Fist.
Yeah.
So who asked about Antonio Clark asked about Iron Fist. Why am I impressed?
I mean, you shouldn't be. He's way overcosted, but I love Iron Fist.
Well, I think he bears consideration on like some sort of Alpha Strike team, maybe
because he gets free attacks.
Yeah, for sure. He gets multiple free attacks. It's very. And somebody comment. I can't remember if it was on that post or something else, but it's so dumb that he has 10 attack and 2 damage, like as Iron Fist. Iron Fist should never have 10 attack.
Yeah.
He pushes to an 11. Is the problem? Like what?
Well, that is a problem, but
that is actually something they have done with a lot of Iron Fists. That their second click is always better than the first click.
Yeah, it's dumb.
But Antonio Clark actually asked if we thought it was accurate to who he is as a character.
Oh, no.
I would think no.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't just charge his key and then just go like at it. Like he charges his key to do an awesome punch. Like that's not the same. Or his chi, not his key.
But he actually legit might see meta play on an Alpha Strike team, just because he gets a free attack and he's got martial artist keyword, so he themes with what's that? Duke Thomas? Yeah, Duke Thomas. He's got power for it, which is good.
Yeah, or you play Medusa on Spider-Man because she has ruler.
Yep, that too. And they have a pretty good taxi.
Yeah.
I like it. So then we round out with Iron Man and Spider-Man being good secret identities.
Yeah, that's the Mary Jane Iron Man.
No. You are not telling me you are ever using this Spider-Man over Trash Can. Unless you have to be main forcing Trash.
Well, no. Yeah, if you're main forcing Trash Can, you bring this guy in.
Fine. Okay.
Comes with an 18 defend. That's not awful.
Yeah.
Ugh.
He's not the best, unfortunately. Makes me sad.
And then just very, very quickly, I just want to mention the Fast Forces Spider-Man, just so that Jay can be happy.
I am so sad that was the one that got the keyword, that got that trait.
Really?
Fast Forces Spider-Man, what does he do?
Spider-Man team up, or Marvel team up, he gets a name keyword, same as a Black Hat or something.
Jay has wanted the Spider-Man to have that for like 4 years or something.
Yeah, he needs to get 4 through 6 leadership. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, all right, we'll play multiple Fast Forces Spider-Man. They get leadership on 4 through 6.
He's on leader. He doesn't even start with super senses.
I'm sorry, Jason.
Pull a token here, pull a token there.
Like, they gave him this, and he's really bad, but then they gave anybody can be Spider-Man. Like, I don't get it.
Did I play Spider People and really hurt you one time? Is that like?
Sounds like it.
Maybe subliminally you did.
And that means that he lost to Spider-Man.
Yeah. The Mysterio generates a robot minion. Is it worth the crap? No.
No.
Sure is not.
I didn't even want to mention. I just wanted to mention that for Jay. Nothing in this is good.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he's the best thing in that.
So as we round up to 3 hours of podcast, I'd like to thank everyone for sticking around with us. Final thoughts. I'll go right to left this time. Luke, final thoughts.
Final thoughts for me are get your 1776 while you can before they possibly errata it. And sell your Groot. Sell your Groot. Sell your Venom Groot. It's a seller's market for Venom Groot right now. So I guess that's it for me. And thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. Jay?
This is obviously not a guarantee, but worrying about 1776 is not as bad because he has to get watch listed. Same as Venom Group.
Dang, you're very strong on that. Okay.
I can't not, though. Like, really. Like, what, you think they're going to let the whole game turn into 2 actions forever? Like, no, that's insane.
They haven't fixed the Tri-Sentinel Colossal Retail ruling, so yes.
They also made this piece, and that's what he does. Like, they intentionally did it.
Yeah,
I feel like if they just change it to unique modifier, I think it's a big difference.
I agree, but they made the piece, and he hasn't been played yet, so it seems weird that they would errata him to me.
I don't know.
Tyler, final thoughts?
So this set is super fun and casual. Again, I've said it like 4 times, but the thematic powers, they're doing awesome with those recently, and it's super cool. It makes every character feel unique and like you're playing the actual character from the comic book. I will say this set is not actually on meta super impressive to me. I actually counted, and outside of the chases, there's only maybe 5 pieces that I would care about. So if you're only looking for meta, I would actually go with singles on this set. But again, it's a super fun casual set with a lot of good Spider-Man stuff. So
also, can I give a shout out to Heroes and Games for being like the only venue in our area for running like in-person tournaments.
Sure.
Like the ROC, and congrats to Jalen for winning that title.
Yeah. Congrats, Jalen.
Yeah, Jay's super cool team, super cool star.
Jason, final thoughts?
I'm sad we don't get to play a lot of sealed in person with this set, because it would have been really fun. And the sculpts in this set are just really good.
Is this the most fun Spider-Man set?
Yeah, probably. Like, it's really good. I like Superior Foes quite a bit too, but this has really got some good stuff in it.
There's a lot of really just fun things in the set.
Yeah, agreed.
Azarith, final thoughts?
I will echo everybody else's thoughts of the set is super fun casually, with the understanding that there are going to be some meta oppression with the 1776s, but I am excited for the set as a whole, and I'm going to collect all of the chases because those are cool switching out keywords, and I'm going to try to make null work. We'll see how that happens.
Good luck.
My final thoughts, apologies to Jason. I didn't mean to call Spider-Man a spider bitch. And you probably did torture me with Spider-Man at some point in the past, but I don't hold that against you emphatically. I thank all of our listeners again for working around us while Sam and I are super busy here in real life. And thanks everybody for listening to Click Stuff. And thanks for our new guests for being on today. And we'll talk to y'all next time.
Later.
See ya.